So, last time in Renaissance, you guys picked up after a quick afternoon excursion deep inland to the city of Hollowvale. Two of you made the trip. Burberry and Noel met with some leadership of the Eastern Alliance and learned a bit about what you might be able to do for Burberry, which among the options presented to you included a possible ritual to sort of psychically, spiritually seal his incredible devotion to prevent it
My
from being.
devotion is too great. It cannot be seen.
It cannot be contained. To effectively seal this font of devotion, Burberry seems to have that attracts the attention of spirits, great and small, in the hopes that it might lead Coron to lose interest and abandon his hold on Burberry in time. On top of that, you guys did some other small bits of research, book hunting and acquisition, and eventually came back to Freeport and regrouped with the rest of the party to find that Aloran was out and about somewhere. So you guys tracked her down with Alexi's help, found her crying north of Freeport out in the forest, and had a heart-to-heart as best as you could in the circumstances. There was a diversion towards the discussion of Adlar joining the party, which further evolved into a test of Adlar's ability against Noel, in which he performed
I'd say he
all right.
passed.
Not a lot to do against magic per se, but he shoots pretty good. He dips, ducks, and dodges pretty good. You guys agreed to let Aloran sort of work out the remainder of her feelings over the next couple of days, and eventually meet back in Freeport to discuss your next course of action. At which point, a few days having passed, Aloran finally returning, you guys decided that it would probably behoove the party to head for Chaser. There are a number of things leading you there, interest in magic items among them, excuse me. But you've also long been aware that Gerald lost his armor up that direction months back, before the fall equinox of the previous year, when he was up in Chaser looking into a report that the Tranquil Pain might be there, the artifact that he was been looking for a very, very long time. On top of that, you also know, at least Noel knows, I don't remember if Noel shared this necessarily, but Sandy is also heading up towards Chaser, looking into Calabaya business in the city, and some interest was expressed into keeping an eye out for her and potentially engaging in some fashion. That has yet been to be determined. So with that all in mind, you guys went to Fort Franco, hit up the teleportation circles, and were more than able to access the circle to Chaser. So we are picking up, as I recall, we're basically picking up right as you guys have stepped out of the circle and into the city of Chaser. So are there any questions before we get into it?
What was the name of the group that stole Gerald's armor? Because I forgot to write it down last session.
So it wasn't a named group, but it was a contact of his.
There was a guy.
Corbel Leafbelly.
That's it.
Yes.
It was a gnome?
Halfling.
Halfling.
He set Gerald up for an ambush, basically. Um, Gerald thought he was going to go see the mirror, and instead he got jumped by like 40 guys.
Got it.
Doesn't that mean if we show interest in the same mirror, they'll probably hit the same people?
We do have a lead we can look into first, thankfully. The Crimson Claw, run by Henry Kitcher. Apparently Gerald's contact, primarily. So we can start there. What is the...
We are worried about survivability. We might also be able to find a cool something or other for, Adlar?
I was thinking an amulet of hope.
I do have this +1 bow I got for Christmas.
Wait, Adlar came with us?
But yes, but imagine if you fired, like, fire arrows with your bow. Could be fun!
Starts rummaging around in his pocket. I think I brought flint with me.
No, you don't have to light it every time, sort of bow.
Oh, like real magic. Got it. Okay,
Yes.
not just... I'm tracking now.
But yeah, something to,
How
like,
much magic are you guys carrying? Just out of curiosity at this point.
Shit, let me check. Just like starts rummaging.
You guys just start rummaging through your pockets like, I think this is magic. I think this might be magic.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Are we just
10.
quantifying it as magic items? Or we're like, the bag is magic? Like, what do you mean by exactly how much magic are you carrying?
I mean, I have this bow.
I got a
thought that was
gun.
pretty...
Steel, I have this sword.
Do potions
I have
count?
this
I have like a few
blade.
of those.
I was just kind of like, okay.
I have like
I see.
15 things.
I see where this standard is coming from. Got it. Noted.
Don't feel too bad. I got a gun.
Filed away.
How much magic you got on you?
I have the bow you got me.
A bow. Cool.
I mean, we can look for cool stuff while we're here then.
It's a magic lore with like the the what? That face, like the.
In my defense,
There's a meme for it.
the Picard facepalm.
That
There it
works.
is. Yeah, Ellar's just kind of like, in my defense, animals are not quite so difficult to sneak up on and then shoot with a normal bow, as long as you can aim.
Do you have
true.
boots of elven kind?
I mean, I'm pretty sure my boots were made by elves, considering they were made in
Cool.
Feral.
All right, let's just go to
That
a
sounds like a
random
no.
magic stuff.
What is the... So we... The teleportation circle we have access to is with the military base, is that right? Here?
Yes, so you guys would have come out in a subterranean stone structured underground vault, right?
Yeah.
With a teleportation circle in it, and a couple of guards. They would have escorted you up, having been notified via message sending that you guys were coming, and you guys would be stepping out into an environment pretty similar to Fort Franco, although the base here appears to be a little bit more cramped. This place is kind of built on this like rocky bluff that is overlooking the city to the north, and you can see that There is a port, like a military harbor, kind of at the base of this bluff, that is sort of within the kind of walled compound that this entire complex is in. But like beyond the walls and outside the bluff, you can see this kind of sprawling industrial cityscape, kind of clinging to the edge of the coast here. You can see, smokestacks from industrial chimneys kind of like rising up from various parts of the city, kind of churning black smoke up into the air. You can see a densely packed harbor that kind of runs along the coastline. There's not like an enclosed bay necessarily. It's sort of this long strip of beach that has been repurposed into a very dense, very busy looking waterfront for the city. But looking to the west of the military base, still kind of like up in the hills overlooking the city, you can see that there appears to be sort of like this expansion, this relatively newer section of the city that's being in the process of being built. It looks like these clusters of sort of isolated neighborhoods of large, beautiful houses and much more upscale looking sort of neighborhood markets and other structures. Sort of like wealth has recently arrived and is now making itself comfortable in the hills overlooking kind of the slummy, dirty city down below. The base you're looking at is called Fort Macintosh.
Okay.
And yeah. Listen, I don't make the rules. I do, but there are rules within the rules. I don't make those.
I hope it has 10 windows, just because that'd be funny.
The fort itself, I think, will avail itself to you if you have need of resources or directions while you're in town. I think that's been made pretty clear to you during your interactions with the Eastern Alliance.
Well, actually, I have a question for them.
Oh yeah, what's up?
How much would it be for an amulet of health?
From the fort?
Yeah. With my fun bucks.
With your fun bucks?
Not a bad use.
That's fair. Excuse me.
I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm just curious.
Okay.
Also, Adlar, how good health are you?
How good health you be?
Like, give me a number for something like Constitution, what that rating is.
Scale of 1 to 100.
I am
A
quite
1 to 20.
I'd like to think I'm quite sturdy, thank you very much. I have a 9.
A 9?
Oh,
No,
dear.
I'm kidding.
That'd be a level 1 Adlar.
Fucking
Holy.
That'd be a Sadlar.
stiff wind would not come over.
Well,
that would be very sad, Lar.
I'm thinking more of like a con, like the number between 1 through 20 and what that number might be, or maybe even above 20. I don't know.
It would be a 14, we'll say.
Okay.
Just so that we don't have to beat around the bush about this. This is very, very out of universe. But
How hearty does Adlar look?
tell you what, if somebody wants to run Adlar, I can copy his stat block to your sheet.
Wait a second. I think I might have a thing for this.
I mean, I
Oh yeah,
could.
Barnaby can like tell health or something.
He did last time,
right.
and he determined Barnaby has more health than Adlar.
Oh right, it's a comparison thing.
Yep, I can tell whether I'm strong or I'm sturdier than he is or not.
Right. That's not terribly surprising.
Yeah, so an amulet of health. What about one of those boys?
So an amulet of health.
You should have him hang out in the bag of holding and like pop out of it to shoot, and then go back in, and then pop out of it, shoot, and go back in. Like,
Okay, though.
We're just reverting back to Miasmata tactics.
Yeah, really.
only to keep this one random NPC alive.
Tell you what. With
Or there's the other option of sticking him on the back of a T-Rex Aloran and just running through the woods to get random experience.
this is a milestone
We're
campaign.
gonna need the XP share for that one.
That is not how this works.
Still funny.
So when you describe this magic item to the artificers of the fort, we'll say, they are already you can already sense like, okay, this is a big project you're asking for. Like, it's a small thing, but it's big magic. This being a rare item.
So what happens if I ask for a legendary item? Would they just be like,
What's
hilarious?
to do about that? Yeah, let's just find a master artisan who's been practicing the craft for 3 centuries and actually wants to deal with people. You get the sense they could probably get a hold of somebody who could make this for you. It would be time-consuming to do.
In a 6-month span.
In a 6-month span, probably doable.
For what it's worth, we are going to Chaser, which has a bunch of magic items. We could
Yeah,
just
I'm
find
feeling
one.
like fun bucks might not be worth it, because I feel like a lot of our stuff we might do sooner, and then we never get our magic items before the big fight.
They were going to pitch. They were going to pitch. I did have a follow-up to this. It would take them at least 50 days to make this thing, right?
Okay.
But this is Chaser. This is a city that sort of centralizes the magic item trade in the Emerald Coast. Lots of people have connections to this city. Lots of brokers operate in this city. Lots of craftsmen work in this city. There is probably somebody with an item like that for sale somewhere in town. And if you would like them to commit time to finding that for you, they could probably get that to you much faster.
Nah, I think our
than they
game
would
plan
making it
is
themselves.
to steal shit.
You
The
tell them
unspoken
this.
game plan.
The unspoken game plan is, Adlar, we're not stealing anything. We just borrowed it.
Adlar is like, oh yeah, sure, and you're like,
It's okay.
At the end of the world, it's morally,
maybe in the bag of holding.
whatever.
So no, never mind. I won't ask any questions. I'm done.
Okay.
We'll think about it.
Okay. Well, their pitch would be they can look into it. So,
Maybe.
We'll think about it.
Are you rolling to see how sketchy I was? The fuck? What's that?
it's a price roll for the item for when they get back to you, if you decide you want them to get back to you about it.
I'm gonna steal
So
it.
now I have that.
Okay.
Well, I think all we would need from them beyond that is directions to the Crimson Cloth.
The Crimson Claw, right. That inn is going to be just off of downtown, sort of between the central market district of the city and the waterfront. Very, very large. Inn is really kind of an understatement. This is like a chateau-sized building. From Freeport, but it's much more affordable. Probably like the premier place for visiting travelers and merchants to come and stay. So hard to miss. As they say, they'll give you the directions and the address, and by their estimate, it's probably like an hour's walk from the fort.
Okay. Well, off we go then.
All right. So, it being morning, the sun is still rising, and as you sort of exit the fort through these heavy iron-enforced gates, you find yourself sort of trekking along this pretty wide, well-trod dirt road, strewn with gravel, that kind of winds its ways between low rising hills as it makes its way towards the city down on the coast, right? And it's not a very steep climb. You're on the slopes for maybe 15 minutes before you start to level out. And as you walk, you see kind of these outlying ranches and farms kind of nestled up in the hills. Fields barren, animals kind of picking at whatever bits of grass are protruding up out of the dirt at this time of year. Although it's probably a little bit nicer up here weather-wise than it is in Freeport. You're several hundred miles to the north. So there's probably more greenery than you've seen in a little while here. Although it being winter, there's still some bare trees and leaves on the ground. No signs of snow. You get to the city within about 20 minutes, sort of passing into the suburbs and through them into kind of the dense urban heart of Chaser. Very different vibe from Freeport. Freeport has this sort of sensation of openness, this constant sea breeze wafting through the streets. Despite the bustle, it feels expansive and open and inviting. Chaser is dense. It is buildings built on top of buildings, leaning into more buildings. It is a cramped city. You see a lot of old sort of mining complexes in these enclosed industrial yards that seem to have been long abandoned, built next to these factories that are just churning this smoke up into the air, right? And despite it being a pretty, clear blue sky today overhead, there is this kind of malignant haze that kind of hangs over your heads and casts this sort of shadow over the streets as you're walking along. The people of the city, likewise, do not have this sort of robust joie de vivre that you see in Freeport. It is very much a heads down, get where I'm going, get out of my way sort of route as you are, passing people by. There are, market stalls, open shops, and food carts kind of strewn about. But business is conducted in a very cursory, quick, I've got places to be, let's get this wrapped up sort of a way. And I'd say on top of that, as you're sort of walking through town, you guys definitely notice that you're getting a lot of kind of odd looks out of the corners of people's eyes. Nobody's making direct eye contact with you, and as soon as you kind of like return their gaze, they immediately turn to whatever it is they're doing or hurry past you to get where they're going. And there's definitely a few instances as you're walking by where you see people kind of peering out of windows, watching you, and very quickly kind of pulling the shutters closed or lowering the blinds before any extended contact happens.
I feel like we're about to enter Western music.
Right? Creepy.
There is a very palpable sense of tension in Chaser. Fear or paranoia that seems to either follow you or surround you, it seems. And I think by the time you get to the inn in question, the sight of this 4 or 5 story tall, almost like an entire block, like side of a city block spanning kind of row house looking structure, It's, despite its appearance, a very welcome sight. You can hear music playing inside. You can smell very fragrant food kind of wafting out of the lower story windows. And there is actually a relatively friendly bit of bustle outside the front doors and emanating from inside the common room as you approach it. And entering, unless you have something you want to do before you enter.
Okay.
I should check. Okay. Stepping inside.
Can I make a small adjustment?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna take off since we were talking about magic items, and my brain's like, I feel like this would be a move. I'm gonna take off like my necklace of adaptation and like all of my easily lifted objects off of my person and put it in my bag.
Fair enough. No sneaking on Burberry. He has nothing to sneak.
I mean, you know, they could steal my cloak, but I'll probably notice that since I'm wearing it.
Unless they're just that good.
They got a 31 on their sleight of hand check. Burberry suddenly naked.
What?
Nobody notices for like 5 minutes. It happens so quickly.
Must have been the wind.
And you
that
go back
noise?
to what you were doing. Who goes there?
There's a pickpocket loose.
So, stepping into the common room, you are in this long, low-ceilinged sort of restaurant, tavern space. Row after row after row of these round wooden tables, kind of interspersed with these booths that are kind of set up, almost kind of creating aisles along one side of the room. Even at probably like 11 in the morning, 10 in the morning, it is fairly busy in here. Decent amount of clientele, guests eating and drinking. Staff you can see running around, busy serving food and drink. And the decor in here, true to the name, is primarily in shades of red and red paint, red decals, deep dark wood. There are, dusty old paintings on the wall, hanging over many of the booths that depict these faded images of soaring dragons over various landscapes, mountains and deserts and forests. Over the main bar at the back of the room, you can see this like row of probably replica dragon heads kind of mounted on the wall. Various sort of stylings of all red dragons. Most of them looking to be about life size. They're protruding probably like 3 or 4 feet out from their placard. But all of them kind of have these bizarre arrangements of horns and like oddly caricatured proportions to them. They have a very like Hollywood movie monster vibe to them that does not mesh with the authentic skeletal remains you guys saw decorating Daggermore. But it seems to be a busy and inviting atmosphere here. So what are we looking to do?
Could I I want to make a perception check while we were walking through to see if anybody was like noticeably watching us, or they seemed more interested than like afraid of us.
Okay, yeah, give me a perception check.
18.
18. With an 18, I think that there's definitely a few people as you kind of draw close, they definitely like kind of glance over at you. New faces, new people in the room, and just kind of sizing you up before they go back to what they're doing. There's definitely some people who react similarly to the folks that you passed on the street, who just kind of like glance and then very quickly kind of busy themselves with whatever they were doing. Not necessarily striking you in particular is anything more than kind of a further continuation of that paranoia in the city for whatever reason. I would say the only person that really jumps out at you, behind the bar, there is sort of a all doughy human man, probably in his mid 40s, kind of tousled black hair, receding hairline along the side, so it's very exaggerated widow's peak that he's just kind of like swept back and not really fixed, and like a half-shaved, grizzled chin, drooping eyes. He's was in the midst of, it looked like, kind of directing traffic between the servers in the kitchen. But as you guys kind of walk in, you definitely see him pause and kind of take in your party for a good beat or two longer than anyone else has at this point. Clearly kind of registering you. And I think you probably like make eye contact with him and kind of meet his gaze. I mean, he's probably the first person since you've entered the city who has not really shied away at the sight of you. And he just kind of raises a glass as he is, wiping it down, and then kind of goes back to whatever he was talking to that young waitress about.
Can I make a quick insight on something?
What about?
Are they being paranoid about us particularly, or just because we're new?
Go ahead and give me an insight check. Sure.
Probably have no idea. Math. 14.
14. I would say it's difficult to say. You're sort of walking through town, and just having these repeated sort of micro interactions with people. It's hard to get a solid read on why exactly. There definitely seems to be a concern about strangers, I guess you could say, that kind of strikes you as like, maybe that's what's going on here. But beyond that, it's really hard to kind of like say for sure.
Okay, so but they're not acting that way towards each other. It's just us.
I mean, you definitely notice it directed towards you, for sure. And I would say that, just walking through the city, you do notice that people are very much kind of keeping to themselves, moving with purpose towards their destinations, not really engaging in a lot of small talk. Much less open and inviting than Freeport.
So like going to New York.
Yeah, kind of.
Would Gerald have given us a description of Henry Kitcher? Could he have?
He could have, yeah. And it would match the man that you see behind the counter.
Okay. Well, I guess I will approach him. And kind of, I guess, if it's like a bar, just kind of sit down and wait till he's finished giving this waitress her instructions.
Sure, yeah. You sit down, and again, he kind of clocks you out of the corner of his eye as he finishes this interaction, before he very quickly finishes kind of tidying this glass, sets it back on the shelf, and kind of meanders over towards you guys and leans over on an elbow. Says, "Well, morning to all y'all.
Hi.
Brings you to the Crimson Claw."
We are looking for probably you. Are you Henry Kitcher?
Yeah, you found me.
we are here sort of on behalf of the Gatewatch to look into some magic items that were perhaps stolen from some people we know. You are not a suspect, of course. We're told that you know a lot about this place.
I hear things for sure. Stolen goods, you say?
Indeed, it was a while ago.
Sure they haven't been sold off yet. Might be too late.
It very well could be, but we figured we'd give it a shot, and, you know, if we can't find what we lost, perhaps we can find something almost as good.
Well, Chasher's the place for it, if it's of a certain variety. What exactly are you missing?
Specifically, there was a set of armor stolen. I guess what was it called? Watcher armor? They told us to call it, yeah, a set of Watcher armor. There was a bit of a betrayal of trust from a Corbel Leafbelly, and a very expensive, very valuable set of armor was taken from the Gatewatch in Freeport.
How do you know this Corbel feller?
Truthfully, we don't, but the Gatewatch did, and they trusted him up until 3 months ago. Do you know them?
I am familiar. He is, well, he's not a bit player in these parts, shall we say. Probably one of the more well-backed operators in certain circles in this city.
So probably still around here?
Potentially.
That's good to know.
Is he known for turning his loyalties to the highest bidder normally, or is there a I'm not good at this.
Or is this an exception, I guess?
There we go. That's a good way of putting it. That one. We'll go with that one.
What's his reputation?
Well, he'll kind of lean forward now on both elbows, just kind of get close, lower his voice. The way I hear it, Corbel has backing from certain financiers down in Freeport. But, the way I hear it, things between them haven't been so good the past few months. Not sure what's going on there, but considering y'all are looking for him too, sounds like he may have bitten off more than he can chew. You said he stole armor from this friend of yours, the Gatewatch folks?
Correct.
When was this?
Months ago at this point. What's the date today?
Today is the 41st of Karen.
Which is the first month of the year?
Yes.
Okay, so like 4 months ago, I guess, or 3 months ago.
He definitely kind of nods. Huh. That is interesting.
Actually,
Why is that interesting?
go ahead and answer that one. That's a good question.
Guessing some gears just clicked for him.
Yup.
You know, you hear rumblings of things, rumors. Not a lot of substantial talk, but some stuff just made a little bit more sense.
Is it something that you can talk about out here in the open, or should we set up an opportunity to talk one-on-one?
I would like to
Well-
make another insight check. Is this the kind of thing that he's like, I'll just tell you, or is this the kind of, oh geez, I can't remember. If only I had.
Only I had something shiny and pretty to jog
And
my memory.
that's
Yeah,
a nat 20
go
on
ahead and
that
get
one.
That's
Because that's where you rolled a nat 20, right?
that's definitely a vibe you're picking up. And I mean, his next sentence is going to kind of confirm that. He's like, I'm certainly not going to pass up an opportunity to sell y'all a room. If you'd like to stay the night with us, I think we might be able to set up a more private conversation. At a
Oh,
later time.
definitely. And feel free to say that there's more people than are staying.
Of course. I'm nothing if not discreet. With that nat 20, though, Burberry, I will say that there is a very, calculated kind of assessment happening of all of you. Like, as he's sitting here having this conversation, like, behind the drawl, it strikes you like this man has not blinked once since we started this conversation. His eyes have just darted from one face to the next without hardly a shift in his expression.
Out of character, suddenly I'm really glad the dumb one's on top.
When he looks at John, can John just kind of stare him down a bit?
I mean, he'll very subtly raise his eyebrows at you, give you a little smile at the corner of his mouth, and just nod and wink.
He thinks you're hot!
He wants to fuck John.
Oh no.
I mean, who doesn't want to fuck John?
May.
Well, yeah,
That makes
you're,
one
you're,
of us.
you're confused.
Oh my god.
Low key, the whole party's thirsting after Hunky John,
Loki,
Oh, May.
except Barnaby.
the Barnaby. He's all like, you guys are too horny. I can't vibe with y'all.
Oh, straight to horny jail.
Yep. I think Lauren would just kind of raise her eyebrow at him. Honestly.
I mean, he'll probably just kind of tilt the head and make eye contact with you, but again,
Weirdly quiet.
no blink. Oh, I got quiet.
No, sorry. I was just joking that everybody's just staring at each other now.
Oh, yeah.
How much for a room, by the way?
Half a gold a person.
That is easy enough. You know what? Just here's a platinum. And we'll just call it good for everybody. How's that sound?
Mighty kind of you. He pockets it.
Ooh, beer with
Don't show him our wealth. He'll charge us more for information, Noel.
I'm just being nice. He's our only contact. We gotta butter him up a little bit.
He's looking sketchy as fuck.
I stand by that statement. Can I get an alcohol alongside that?
You can toss that.
Oh, we're doing alcohol? I'll take a
It's like
fucking
10 in the
drink.
morning.
I don't care.
That
It's
just
always
means
5 o'clock somewhere as he turns back towards the taps.
that just means I'm working off the hangover.
Light, medium, dark, red. What are we drinking today?
Ooh, let's have a red since everything seems to be red here.
It is the house special. As he pulls the tap and foams up his tankard, hands it to you.
Little did I know I'm actually getting a beer, so it's a red beer.
Yeah. It's good. Very bready, robust flavor, with a hint of spice to it. More than you would expect.
I like that kick.
That's good. We call that fireball.
Ooh.
So, anything for everybody else?
Secretly a cinnamon whiskey. No.
I might just
Water,
like actually
please.
get breakfast.
I mean, that is what most of our clientele orders this time of day.
Just whatever is on
Adler,
the
do you
menu.
want to start drinking?
I am not going to turn down a drink if you're buying.
I was asking. Fine, whatever. Oh, it's not the question, but fine. I will buy you a drink, Adler.
You're too kind. Listen, I am entering this game a little late. I am short on the spending money, as they say.
Ah, yes, but not on the charm.
That is what I hope.
You hope?
I mean, it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop if you drink too much of this, you know.
I will say, writing that at 20 Burberry, I think you probably would also notice. Although Adlar is not saying much, there's definitely a lot of kind of like eyes flitting towards Adlar over the course of the conversation. And he doesn't really address anything to Adlar necessarily. He's still primarily focusing on, the speaker at any given time, but just throughout this interaction, he is kind of constantly kind of just glancing, quickly over at Adlar, kind of getting a look at him.
You want to hear a funny theory? I like the idea that he's sizing us all up. And he sees Adlar, and he's like, what's
Doesn't
this one
match.
doing with all these people?
Yeah.
He must be the rich one.
His hit points are so low. He must be the rich one.
But yeah, if you guys want to order breakfast, he can definitely get you guys set up with some breakfast. And if there's anything else you want to talk about, by all means. But otherwise, he'll probably continue
I would
on
just
with his
tack
business for the
on,
morning.
probably more casually, and just be like, I'm not sure why I was being so coy about it, but Gerald is our contact. You know Gerald, right?
Gerald. Well, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
He's shy without his metal clangs.
Would
not
explain
that.
why I haven't heard from him in quite some time.
All the pieces are coming together.
I guess it would be about 3 months. Yeah.
He did speak highly of you, and I'm hoping that we can get things figured out this evening.
Well, if y'all are going to be hanging around, there's usually a lull after the breakfast rush, just before the lunch rush. We might be able to talk then.
I am the breakfast rush.
Before I forget, your room keys, folks. Did you need 1, 2, 3?
What do we normally
How
do?
about y'all want to do this?
2, usually 2 or 3. We'll do 3.
2.
I sleep in the bathtub.
Oh, and I'll tip whoever is taking care
Of
of the room
course you
extra
do.
if they make me a blanket fort.
Is he judging my sleeping in the bathtub?
He doesn't even look at you. He just kind of chuckles and laughs to himself. He's like, of course you do.
It's comfortable.
What was that, Burberry? Because I missed it. Sorry.
Oh, I said, do let whoever's setting the rooms know that I will tip if they set up blanket forts.
I will pass that along.
Yes.
Do you need the room soon? I can get you keys now.
I don't think we'll be sleeping in it quite this early.
Unless I have like 4 more of these.
We'll probably be out and about today, if I had to guess.
More. 4 more. 4 more.
Lauren! Well, a part of me is saying no, but a part of me is saying yes, so I guess we'll see who wins.
4 more. Continue.
Well, I will have folks tend to your rooms then, just so I don't forget. He'll head back into the kitchen, and you hear some rummaging, and he eventually emerges with 2 keys in hand. Just hands them over to you guys. 2nd floor, east wing, all the way at the end. Last 2 rooms on the left.
Thank you much.
Thanks. Wait, is that bacon?
Okay. I guess we can save further questioning until he has free time to talk.
Food and booze.
Food and booze.
Just out of dumb
Early in the
curiosity, Noelle's gonna like go up to one of those dragon heads. She's gonna take out her Jabberwock scale and just like compare, see how close it is to a real dragon scale.
Yeah, I think it's a little hard to get up close to the heads because they're like up over the bar, right? Like above the shelving, hanging on the wall. It's like a line of them. So sitting is probably the closest you're gonna get to them, just like holding it up and looking.
Well, mage hand.
Mage hand. Okay, sure. I will say the Jabberwock scale is probably bigger, given that probably came off of the body. And these are just the heads, so you're going to have much smaller kind of scales. But kind of looking up at the carvings, these dragon heads, they definitely took some creative flourishes with their detailing. Some of the scale work on one of them, like every scale is like individually kind of like etched to be sort of flame shaped. So it's like a very spiky, sharp looking dragon. The one next to it though has a much more like low detail, smooth scale, like barely really any carving beyond just kind of like the cursory outline kind of etched into the material, whatever this is, if it's wood or resin or whatever. Just to kind of denote that there is a scale there, and then some kind of like ink wash over it to kind of catch the shadow inside of it. Definitely lacking in the particulars of what you see in a Jabberwock scale, which you can see, I mean, just layers and layers and layers of this, green, semi-translucent kind of keratinous material, sort of growing out across this sort of pentagonal shape, darkening more and more as you get older and older, towards the edge. And holding up to the light, there's like a level of translucence around the rim as the light kind of shines through it and kind of casts this very vivid green through it into your eyes. It's night and day, the difference in quality here. Like clearly none of these guys have ever fucking seen a dragon
A lot
before.
of artistic liberties here.
A lot of artistic liberties and really lacking in the particulars.
But I mean, they look cool.
They're very creative.
That was all. Just a dumb little. I was curious.
You guys are fed and beered and have received 2 room keys on the second floor of the Crimson Claw Inn. What do you want to do now?
Persuasion.
Oh, persuasion check? Ooh, okay. 1 sec.
You were gonna have to beat a 22.
Ah, shit. Okay. Come on.
Sorry, you're rolling
18
against
or up.
Barry.
Come on, 18 or up. Come on. Oh shit, I have to roll. Nope. Okay.
Nah,
No, wait, no, it's okay. What did you roll?
It was a 9 plus 6.
Okay, so you can get him to have 1 more with you.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay.
But at one point, you just hear.
Oh, come on. Burr.
Have another drink.
You know you want one.
I do, but I'll be honest, I really like my ankles, and if I have too many, I'm going to trip, if you know what I'm saying.
Barry, you will definitely see Adlar is attempting to quietly slip a beer down under the bar towards Burr under your cloak with your passive perception.
Fine, it's fine. He is just get a message that goes, "No, it's fine. I'm fine. Thank you, though."
Come on.
Also,
As he picks it up and takes
wait.
a
Did I tell Adler?
I think
I don't
Adlar knows.
Oh no, he found out.
You guys have been talking to fucking Burberry like two separate people for so long at this point.
I know. But my brain, but there's like,
Does he know?
how much does he know?
He sees beers going under the cloak.
No.
As much as he knows.
Nope. Yeah, no.
Thank you for the offering, but no thank you.
Okay.
Ooh, hiss.
You could probably give it to a Lauren.
He's just gonna drink it himself. He's not paying for any of this.
Drink what? My cup is empty as he puts it down.
You already drank it?
Drink what?
Jugged it. Just shotgunned it.
You're worse than me.
Hey. I learned
Mouthful.
from this. So, what is everyone doing after food and drink?
I'm gonna look for sketchy pirate people.
Sketchy pirate people.
I feel like there's totally Lost Shores people in Chaser.
I will ask directions to see if there is a conclave.
A temple.
Temp-
Gotcha. Okay.
Because not every place that we've gone has had them, so.
That's true. I will say, Lauren, how are you looking for Lost Shore? Are you just looking around this inn, like the tavern here, and like, who looks like a fucking shitty pirate?
They would have like an I
No.
Heart Leviathans t-shirt or something.
Yeah, something like that, where they're like really apparent, some glowing red eyes.
No, they all just have
Cursed
facial
dagger.
tattoos.
They have little tentacles just coming out of their shoulders. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not like active. Like it's more of like I'm gonna be doing it the entire time.
Just keeping an eye out.
Yep.
Okay.
Seeing if I see anybody like see us, and then they're just like wide-eyed, like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
it's
no,
them,"
they're here.
type of thing.
Sure.
Or something like that.
They match the descriptions in the messages we've been receiving.
Or I see someone pull out like a sending stone to message somebody.
That's a good thing to keep an eye out
I'll
for.
say go ahead and roll a perception check, and we'll hit it when we hit it.
If we hit it.
If we hit it.
Ooh. 28.
28, you would say.
Show me Lasha Rock.
That's a big number. Okay. So with a 28, probably gonna see something sometime today, potentially. But we'll get to that.
Knew it.
Burberry.
Fucking knew it.
Burberry asking about the conclave in town. So I think you would hear that there are several temples in Chaser. There are multiple temples in Freeport, but the Temple of Iridia is definitely sort of a central sort of pantheon style conclave complex in Freeport. There's not necessarily any such complex here, but there are definitely some very big, major temples in the city. If you are looking for one of those, there is
are there
one
any...
dedicated.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, is there any to cure, but...
There is one to cure, yeah. There is one dedicated to Kalal. There's one for Miga and Andraster. Sort of the first 4, right? There is also a temple to Beazel and to Licheld, which by your what's described to you is that those seem to be younger, newer structures by like 100 years or so, relative to the other 4. So there are temples around. For
Cool.
sure.
I would like to visit the one for Cure.
Okay. Getting directions is easy enough.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be funnier if it was difficult because they kept giving me wrong ones.
Well, you're asking lay people. You're not asking.
No, I know. I just thought it'd be funny.
You would
Big
expect
trolls.
that from them for sure.
Yeah.
But a layperson will just the Core Temple is this district of town sort of on the edge of the city. They've got a very, very large graveyard that's just kind of stretching out into the hills. Can't miss it. So if you're wanting to visit, that is doable.
Yeah.
Who all is going?
That's the thing. Out of curiosity.
I will say I'm probably not gonna go for that just because I think Noelle's gonna spend a little bit of the morning. I don't know how long Burberry's gonna be gone. Presumably not terribly long. She's gonna look at the food carts and try and find a fun, unique food item for Burberry when they return.
Okay.
Something that's oh, I've never seen that in Freeport.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
I'll say
heckin' yeah.
investigation check for that.
I'm proficient in that, or no, I have expertise in that.
Oh,
Watch me knock this out of the park.
Just go to a library and
that
get
one.
a guidebook for frickin' Chaser, places to eat in Chaser.
I will take an 18. 18.
18? That's not bad. With an 18, I think that the food cart scene in Chaser, first impressions, leaves a little bit to be desired compared to Freeport. It's present, but it's a little sparser than you would hope for, I think. And I think you would also note that there do seem to be a decent number of carts around town that are just kind of unattended and unopened. They're these big heavy wagons that have just been kind of parked on corners and left without any attendance. There's no food, no supplies in them or anything. They're just empty, abandoned food carts. It looks like. But the ones that are manned, you're kind of picking them over, just kind of glancing at what they're making. And there's not a ton of standout stuff that's super different until you hit along sort of the waterfront. There is a stall that is run by an elvish family, and they are producing this sort of it's almost like a steamroll or an egg roll or spring roll. That's the word. Shit. This leaf wrapped roll full of stir-fried vegetables and this extremely fragrant spiced sauce, and to wrap it up, the process is you're kind of watching them cook it. When they finish sort of wrapping and cooking the final wrap, they pull it out of the oven, and then there appears to be either a spell or some sort of ritual performed over a batch of a dozen of these things. And when they finish, each spring roll lights up, sort of glowing from within, and you can see kind of wafting in the steam, kind of like that light is sort of like following the steam trails that are sort of emanating off of these spring rolls. And the light shifts from like a vivid like gold to a red to a green, kind of this like RGB cycle of
RGB spring rolls.
RGB spring rolls.
Got a light lunch.
Kind of glowing in this display case, right, that they've got set up next to the cart.
As a practitioner of magic myself, is it just illusion magic? Is that what's... Can I
Give me an
identify?
Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, that's a good roll. 19.
19. It does not seem to be terribly complicated magic from what you're saying. It's done fairly quickly, and with a handful of gestures, like this is cantrip level stuff.
Okay.
But it does persist for longer than you would expect it to, which does catch your interest, I think. Like there does not seem to be like a dark spring roll in the case, and some of them look like they've probably been there for 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Noelle would probably order, a couple, try them. I'm sure they're pretty good, so I'll get like a, dozen or something and keep them with me until we run into Burberry again.
Yeah. I think when you try it, you do get that like deep fried, veggie goodness. But there's also a shifting flavor element here. There's sort of this cycling of, spicy to sweet to tangy to salt, like this sort of constant shift of flavor underneath sort of the base ingredients.
That's cool.
Did you make a prismatic egg roll?
I found some prismatic egg rolls.
Prismatic egg roll would banish you to the 9 hells after killing you with fucking like 90 D10 fucking elemental damage.
Chromatic egg roll.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll
Prismatic
some
egg
of
roll
those.
sounds like a hell of a fucking item.
I just love the idea that it's like it's with the colors, so like certain flavors happen when it's blue versus yellow. And so there's somebody standing on the side just waiting for it to turn yellow so they can eat it turn yellow.
Get the bite. Yeah.
I only like blue, green, and pink. All the other colors not so good.
Cool. So yeah, you have a dozen chromatic egg rolls.
Sweet.
So, Burberry. Is nobody going with Burberry to the Temple of Kor? Going once.
No, I'm good myself.
Going twice.
So.
All right, Burberry, you're going alone.
That's fine.
You never see him again.
What?
I got kidnapped by Cure.
So Burberry, you cross town, since your party is a bunch of squares and don't like listening to sermons, and say within half an hour, you reach that district of the city and turn the corner onto the foretold street, and dead ahead of you, with ample space on either side of it, clear of any other buildings. Like it's like dense city block, and then nothing with a wrought iron fence and a green fielded graveyard kind of stretching behind it. Stairs, more wrought iron fence, and then on the other side of that, the city kind of continues. There's this huge gap on the block where this like tall gray gothic as hell looking little church, stone spire with all those little spines kind of arcing off the sides. These completely superfluous stone flying buttresses, given that this is not a very large temple. Like it can clearly hold itself up of its own weight, but the buttresses are still out there, like flying off the sides of it. Some of them like reaching up as high as the actual like peak of the roof. Like it's just as excessive and gloomy and gothic as it can possibly be, which given the bright blue sky overhead and the sun kind of shining down through the kind of spotty fog of industry, it looks very out of place. And almost cartoonishly so. And yet, watching the street as you approach, people still give this place a wide, like they walk to the other side of the street to kind of like get past it before they cross back over. There is a palpable vibe of death as you approach this building. Heavy, faded wooden doors, ringed with iron, bar your way as you ascend the steps. And on either side of the doorway, there are these like life-size, like skeletal gargoyles, kind of like hunched over, like glowering down at you as you stand in front of the doors.
Knock on them politely.
And seconds later, you hear from behind the door, and very slowly, as the door creaks open, just a crack.
Not the one that got cut off because of high-pitched noises this time.
My bad.
No, it's funny.
But the door creaks open, allowing you entry.
All right. I walk on in. What all we got?
So stepping inside.
Door closes behind me. Never see it again.
Yeah, you're 2 steps in, and then you just hear this as the door slams closed behind you. And overhead, this wrought iron chandelier suddenly, with tiny, like, severely melted red candles. There's like pools of wax on the floor underneath it where they've dripped. It looks like dried blood. Okay. Very macabre.
So, insight check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if these are the type of people who will appreciate a compliment or prefer to be to go, "Oh, this looks absolutely garish," because there's some people who are like that.
All right.
I rolled a nat 20 again.
I think your time with your interactions with the priesthood of Kur have probably told you these guys are very extra, major drama queens, and they tend to roll with whatever you throw at them pretty well. I don't think that you're going to offend them very easily.
No, I'm not trying to offend them. So what I want to do is give them a compliment, but I don't know if they would take the compliment better if I go, "I like your decor," or "Wow, this is creepy," because they were going for creepy. But
sure, I'll say with the nat 20, I think it depends on how you. It's really just how do you want to conduct the conversation. You probably anticipate these guys are either going to stay very in character, if you comment on the garishness and the moodiness, but they're just as likely to just roll with a genuine like, this place is great. Y'all are doing a great job. Like, despite their demeanor, your time in the conclave has definitely clued you in. Like, these guys are just fucking. They're just here for the fucking shits and giggles.
Wow, you guys did an excellent job on this. Like, oh, wait, okay, so what ratio of cornstarch and dye did you use to get that? Because that almost looks real.
Thank you. You hear this voice from behind you. And turning back, there is this probably 6.5 foot tall elvish man, shaved head, deep black mascara under the eyes. It's like streaking down the sides of his face. Long, close-fitting black robes that kind of flow down on the ground. This high, like vampiric collar around his neck, and he's just like clutching his hands with these long, spidery white fingers that are just bedecked with all of these like black skull rings and bracelets and shit. And he's just like wide-eyed, staring down at you with pursed lips, like, "Thank you. We put a lot of effort into this place."
Okay, so all the other gods, like, I know I'm a Pantheon Claire or whatever, but these guys are my favorite.
What brings you here, brother?
I'm sorry to
nods.
bother you when it's so light outside. But I was actually wondering if another one of your sect had passed through here recently or at all.
What was
his
that
name-
question again?
I'm checking to see if any like a certain person has passed through here recently or ever.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's of their sect, so they would have
right,
theoretically
sure.
stopped by.
Have you perchance seen my notes? Hold on. Have you perchance seen a Father Severin or a Sieglus?
You know Severin.
He's wonderful. His sermon on cure was enlightening, and I would love to hear more about him.
So many fail to give our good God of death his proper due. It is good to hear. Yes, Severin is, in fact, one of our own here at the Temple of Darkness. Death, decay, and doom. How did you meet?
Well, we actually ran into each other in Freeport at the conclave in Freeport. I'm a bit of a theophile, so I greatly enjoy learning about gods who are not my primary word failing. I'm bad at this. I can't say patron, but like
I get the drift.
Thank you.
It's very open-minded.
Well, it's important to be open-minded, otherwise we never would have had the conversion in the first place.
Too true.
Too
true.
So I said to myself, if I'm ever in an area that it has a full temple of cure, I would make sure to stop by and ask if I could get like a proper sermon on it, because as I said, Father Severin's was extremely detailed and he did an excellent job, but there's only so much you can say over dinner.
I am sure Father Severin has given you quite the rundown on our good Lord above and below. But I would be happy to answer any additional questions you might have to fill in the blanks. Please come.
In the abyss, even?
Sit. And he literally just drifts backwards, still facing you, still eyes wide, just like out of the light of the candelabra overhead and just into the darkness of the annex ahead of you.
Is that
There's
a
just a
spell or is that a machine? Like, this fuck. All the questions. I don't, that's why I'm asking!
a magician never tells. And then
that's exciting.
inside the annex, you can see sconces kind of like lighting the way down the aisle between the pews. And then after a beat, two large braziers on either side of this altar, where you can see this priest is now standing behind it. And behind him, kind of looming over him, there is this like outsized stone idol depicting a humanoid figure with similar long, thin, lanky features, wild hair swept back, kind of like flying in the air, kind of in this unpresent wind, wide staring eyes, big grotesque smile, and a pair of these like huge like kind of enveloping wings kind of folding in around the altar. It is so extra. and you can see the priest just standing there, hands like fingers steepled, eyes wide, staring at you, before all the lights go out.
Oh, that being said, I do appreciate all the dramatics, but
Lights come back on by the altar.
If you do you have a regularly scheduled sermon? I'm not taking up any of your, like, you're not too busy for this, right? I don't want to take time out.
Nobody comes here.
Oh, well, I'm proud to say that I actually met a small sect of Kier followers in Fayril. Y'all don't have a temple.
Did you now?
Yes, they were very much enjoying the trickery part of it.
You'll see him just kind of like lift up over the altar and then float rapidly back down the aisle towards you, set down on the ground, and he just crosses his arms like, that is interesting. I didn't think we had much of a reputation on Feral.
And I'll tell him about all of
Not
the
bad.
unruly teenagers that I ran into.
He seems very enamored with the story and is just like, they're taking their first steps on the path of darkness. It's lovely. Oh, so good. Please come in. Please have a seat. Brisenet, by the way. A pleasure to meet you.
How do you spell that?
Brizan.
Okay. Oh, okay, like Brisenet. Okay.
Brisenet. With an accent at the end.
Burberry, it's absolute pleasure to meet you.
And the pleasure is all mine. So, is there anything in particular that you wanted to ask while you were at the temple?
Well, as I said, I was mostly inquiring about Father Severin, though I am willing to dedicate. If he wants to give me a sermon, I'm certainly not going to say no, because as I said, this is wonderful. I feel like I just walked into a young Frankenstein movie. But if he had seen Father Severin, I don't know how the hierarchy is in this particular temple. I also don't know how up to date they are on the whole Leviathan thing. So my goal was I was going to see if they knew about it. If they did know about it, if they could assist in possibly telling us where that type of cult might exist on the island, and possibly an existence of a black market. I do half expect for them to troll me, but I'll take it. Whatever they want to fake give or actually give me.
Sure. I'll say go ahead and give me a persuasion check then.
Oh, please don't roll a nat one. I've had too good of a luck right now. I don't know. Okay, that's cocked. Well, it's not a 1.
What'd you get?
Persuasion?
Yep.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay. Not good.
I rolled a 6 first.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1 second.
Okay.
Man.
Over the course of your conversation with Brisenet, he goes by Brother Brisenet. And I think you would pick up pretty quickly. The hierarchy here, there's very excessive titles. Dread Father Severin is how he refers to the head priest of the temple. But you do pick up the hierarchy is pretty similar to most conclave temples. There's very much a sort of your equals are your brothers and sisters, your superiors are your mothers and fathers. He definitely spends a lot of time over the course of this conversation fucking with you.
Yeah.
There's a small peek behind the curtain because as you're talking, he definitely gets up and is like, if you'll carry on with me, as he needs to tend to the temple and goes into a storage closet and gets some fake cobwebs and starts mage handing them across the ceiling, just kind of touching up. as you guys talk.
I think it probably helps that I'm a good sport about it, so he just keeps doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other half of it too is like he'll get out of sight as he rounds a corner, and then he's gone, and then immediately, you can hear him behind you. The voice. He's like, "I'm sorry, I lost you for a moment there." Like, it hits a lot of just like extra cancery for just the fuck of it, which is very much in their,
Yeah.
in their playbook.
Yeah.
Regarding Father Severin, I would say that you would learn he has not been heard from for a while. He was in Freeport some time ago.
Usually.
He would have. He'd tell you, the father heard or received a vision from Kur that led him to leave the temple on this vision quest in the company of a fellow brother in darkness, Siglus. They've been gone traveling for a while. They stopped back in Chaser a couple months ago.
A vibe check for you.
A vibe check?
I can contact him to see, if he's still up and running and where he is.
Oh, that would be lovely. I haven't heard from him since last he visited. He was very short-spoken about his latest lead. But I figured that was part of the mystery.
Taking this whole thing like it's a fucking murder mystery game. Okay, I will contact Severin and say,
this is Burberry at your temple. It's very nice. They were wondering how you were doing and where you are.
I hope he uses too many words and I don't get the whole thing back.
You don't hear a response.
Scry?
Grisane is just standing eagerly next to you. He's like, well, how is he?
Hold on. I would like to cast. Hold on. I know that's got a name and I just can't remember it at the moment. It's annoying me.
Scrying?
No, it's not the scrying one. It's the. Although I can't do that, but it's the one that you can like
Commune?
see the area or hear something that you're familiar with.
Clairvoyance?
Yes.
Clairvoyance.
But that's from a location point. Okay. Well then, yeah. In that case, I'll just scry on it.
Okay. Do you have a scrying implement on hand?
A scrying what?
Material component for scrying. A focus worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, such as a crystal ball, silver mirror, or font of holy water.
I think I bought holy water, but I will.
You are in a church.
We are in a church. I mean, yeah, I'll throw a K down for whatever I need to make this happen.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Because I know you guys have been borrowing a lot of scrying equipment from
Maybe
that's Alexi up to this point.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll have that. Can I just, instead of spending the money, have that be in my fun bucks, because I haven't spent any of mine yet.
That's fine. Yeah.
He didn't respond. I'm gonna go grab a thing, and I'll be back, and I'll try and figure out what happened.
Okay, so retrieving a mirror and returning for 1,000 fun bucks. You cast scrying, which will require that he fail a saving throw. Correct? You are, I would say, familiar with him.
Yeah, because we
And I
had
think-
the whole thing. The whole thing.
I think Brisonnet would be able to furnish you with one of his robes to facilitate this scrying. So he will be working at a -9 on his modifier. So, probably going to succeed.
Well, no, and that's. I mean, even if I fail, that's fine because that means he's alive.
Sure. Well, that's a -1. Oh, not a -1, excuse me. That was a natural 1, which means it's a negative, probably negative.
Yes, Father
3.
7, join me in the low roll area.
So, you focus your intent on Severin, and you can see the mirror begin to darken, your reflection and Brisonnet's fading away, and in their place, this strange, like, shifting, shadowy... It's not... You, like, tap the mirror a couple of times, and you see the image kind of flicker, but it never quite focuses. And you are left with the distinct impression that the spell is unable, for some reason, to reach Severin.
Would it be unable to do that if he's dead?
It feels like interference.
Okay.
Okay. That.
How ominous.
Very, yes. Well,
He'd love
on
this, I'm sure.
well, you know what? I'm sure it's because he's in the shower, or he doesn't have his makeup on or something. But, but if something is interfering with it and he's not answering, that means he's probably alive and just doesn't want to be contacted for some reason. He might have a totem or be in an area that's scrying is not allowed.
Possible.
Or, he made the ultimate sacrifice towards your gods.
I'm sure he was ecstatic at the opportunity.
And
If
I'm
that's the case, of course.
just nodding along.
Can
Can I try scrying again on his knight?
at night. Yeah, we can
No,
try that later.
on his knight with a K.
Oh, on Siglus?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because, well, he might have a thing, Siglus might not.
They do not have anything for Siglus's anything in his possession here to look at. So that's just going to be a -4, I think, or -5 for.
Because I am aware of who he. Like I know him.
You've met and talked with him. So. God, they rolled garbage. So
Is
that's a
it also
2,
fuzzy?
natural 2.
Is it also fuzzy?
It is. You get the same sort of pattern of magic static in the mirror when you scry on Siglus.
Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead and message Siglus, just keep it terse, and say,
Please just let us know if you're alive. Just a yes would be fine. We don't need to know any other information.
It's no response.
I don't care how dramatic he is. I am going to be very nice to him and buy him flowers, because he'll never expect that.
A brilliant stratagem. Well, the mystery thickens.
Either that or the gods just haven't planned what they're doing yet.
I'm sure Kua knows full well what is underway, and will reveal all in due time.
As they do. They do
Yeah.
tend to like beating around the bush a bit, though, don't they?
They can be so cryptic.
Okay, so that's the so that's that.
Siglus and Severin are somehow out of contact.
It's annoying.
Regarding the black market situation,
Just don't send me to a cop again. It's like,
I think that the bit is basically he's like, "Oh yes, it's right here," as he leads you like downstairs under the temple into like the catacombs.
well, you know what? At least it's different. At least it's different.
And there's just, like the sconces all light up down the gallery, and you see just these lines of crypts all lined up, and Severin just kind of gestures and says, "Please take your pick. The blackest market of all awaits you." But I mean, you look inside, and like they're all empty.
Okay.
And
All right. No. We're gonna play this.
okay.
Okay. So Burberry will say, any of them, you said.
Please make yourself comfortable.
All right. I'll make sure I have the spell slots for this. I'm going to pick this one,
And he's gonna cast Speak with Dead.
I mean, it's an empty crypt. There's nothing in it.
Boring. I wanted a body that I could troll him with.
It's like you open it and there's nothing inside, and you can just very gently feel like the hand press on your back, like as if to push you in, and you can just hear him just kind of. Gotcha.
You know what? You did. However, I do spend half of my time in darkness. If you ever have anybody you want to talk to who's recently deceased, though, I can help with that.
Oh, do you speak with the dead as well? Lovely.
Yes! Although they can be quite curt.
It's refreshing, I find.
Except for when they lie to you. It's always weird when they lie to you.
They can be quite spiteful.
Okay, so anyway, I don't think we need to spend any more on Marcy.
Sure.
Because I think that's everything. Oh, except for the up-to-dateness. Are they up-to-date?
So, regarding the Leviathan situation, he has received sending from Halavale. And he will also, let on that there has been movement in Chaser from the Eastern Alliance Navy, the military, mobilizing in the city. He would also, I think, mention offhandedly that there's been bits of violence in the past month or so as well that I believe has everyone up in a tizzy as of late. I think the Navy has had their hands full with this as well.
Is that why everyone was so jumpy when we arrived in town?
I suppose it might be.
Do elaborate if you would not mind.
Well, as I hear it, people are being abducted, doors kicked in. Honest folk are disappearing in the night. It's all very cloak and dagger, very indiscreet. I imagine strange faces in town are likely to put decent folk on edge, given all that is going on. But as I said, I am not terribly well informed as to the local goings-ons here. Folk are not quite so keen to visit.
Well, I
even
mean,
on a good day.
that's understandable, considering that strangers are less likely to be noticed if they suddenly go missing.
This is true. This is true. But, yes, no, I have heard there have been some disappearances of late. Started after that ugly business up at the fort a few weeks ago, and as far as I know, hasn't stopped.
Is it mainly at night, or does it happen during the day as well?
I don't know. I occasionally hear rumblings through my little pets out in town, but not much. Not much. Truth be told, people are being very, very tight-lipped about things, playing things close to the vest.
Burberry will just nod along. Okay, alright. So I imagine, yeah, we go through a short conversation about Cure, and then
Yeah.
I exit the building, surprisingly.
You're probably there for a few hours with this conversation.
If I will probably message Noelle that regarding the disappearances, though, and to be careful.
Okay. Good to know.
Especially once we buckle down, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be here a while. Okay.
Yeah, Noel, you get that message and kind of like look around and just, the edge on the street you're standing on, this tension suddenly makes a lot more sense. So yeah, after this, what is the play from the party?
Thanks for pulling it out so fast. That was excellent.
Well, Burberry, I got you a snack.
Wait, you got me a snack?
I did. I found this. I was looking for something cool, and I think I found it. Although I think they're a little old now.
They're still shifting colors.
Oh, they are? Okay, cool. I'll open the box, and you'll see a shifting color assortment of egg rolls. Or of, what were they called?
Spring rolls.
Spring rolls.
You can do this to food?
Apparently.
Oh, that's amazing!
I think
Well, I'm
it's
gonna
like
eat so
a
many
custom cantrip they designed. That's my guess.
I wonder if we could teach it to Barnaby. He might not believe that he can do it, though.
Rainbow gumbo.
That would just be rainbow!
But without the W.
Rumble.
Rumbo. That's a different thing.
Oh, thank you so much, Noelle. This is amazing. This is amazing.
I thought you might like it. They're pretty good too.
Oh, okay. So I actually just came back from the Temple of Kur, which is like walking inside of a horror novel that's not written well. It's
Those are like-
excellent.
They're like the melodramatic ones, right?
Oh, 100%. You remember Father Severin, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
this is actually his home temple.
Oh, okay.
And they're all like that.
That sounds like a lot.
Oh, it's so much, but it's the best.
Huh. I did get your sending, by the way. That definitely gives some good context for why people are a bit skittish.
Yeah, clicked. We probably should not wander alone if being picked up
Cool.
might be a thing we need to be concerned about.
During all of that, Alorn's wandering alone.
I mean, she'll be fine. If anybody jumps her, she'll just turn into something and leave.
That's
Sure.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like Alorn is very sus of Leviathan people being here.
Yeah. I will say, Aloran is probably not alone. I would assume Adlar is probably following you
Yeah, probably.
because he is, here specifically because
Oh, Adler's
You
gonna
guys are
get
watching each other's
stolen and sacrificed by Leviathan cults.
And Alorn's going to kick
you
her
found me
out.
out. Ooh. You rolled like a 28 on your perception earlier, right? Okay.
Tell me where they are, please. So I might murder them.
I would say you probably happened down a street, very quiet street. Not a lot of activity here. Looks to be like kind of row houses or kind of very small, little, dense apartment buildings. And as you're kind of passing an alleyway, something catches your eye, and you can see this flash of the creature from the port. And you double take, and you can see this massive graffiti scrawl along the side of this building in this alleyway, depicting the creature. This big black spiked shape, rimmed with these red glowing eyes, and this huge, sprawl of text on top of it. The Leviathan rises in common.
I'll go walk up to it and say gross.
Adlar's definitely just okay, so they are in town then.
I knew it. I knew it.
Cool. So, should we head back now? Get the others? Maybe look into this, or...
Oh, I'm sure they'll find us in due time.
Right, but do we want to be on our own when they do?
Oh, are you scared?
Hey, I'm just saying the whole reason I'm here is to look out for you, right? Same reason you brought me was to look out for me. So, the responsible thing.
I would be shocked if they tried to just jump us on the middle of the street right now. As I look around oh, don't jump me in the middle of the street right now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And yeah, with that 28, you definitely see, at the end of the alley, it's like a T intersection behind these buildings. And there are windows on the back of this building for whatever fucking reason. Who puts building windows on an alley facing wall? But
Macintosh.
You can see 3 stories up, there is a window that is, just cracked open. And, there's a gap in the curtains. And you just kind of glance up as the curtains are kind of wafting back into place.
Is someone left?
Almost like someone was just there looking out the window at you.
Adler, I'll be right back.
Okay, no.
No.
Coordinate. What are we doing? Communicate, please.
Here, you go climb up that building, look through that window. I'm going to be a little spider, and I'm going to go in that window. Okay, cool. Good plan. Spider.
Oh, fuck. He's just climbing a fire escape now. Okay, yeah. I say give me a stealth check.
Oh.
Gonna be some innocent person making themselves dinner.
It is a 21.
21. Okay. So you spider skitter across the alleyway, up the wall towards the window, and clambering inside, you find yourself in a relatively cramped little apartment. There's a decent amount of furnishing in here to start. That's plainly visible, more than you would expect in this sort of neighborhood. In fact, it actually looks like it would be a pretty cozy space, if not for the broken coffee table, the overturned chairs, the tossed bed, the broken lamp on the floor. This place looks like it's been ransacked. And you can see there are a couple of figures in this room. They are dressed in plain clothes. One is a dragonborn, one is a human man. the Dragonborn is a green Dragonborn. They're sort of just dressed in like civilian, subtropical winter wear. Just light shirt, pants, boots. The shirts seem a little bulky though, as though they might be wearing like leather armor or something sturdier underneath. And they do both have heavy coats that look to be like kind of thrown on the bed, and kind of on hanging from their belts, you can see short swords.
Do they look scary to a Lauren? Does a Lauren be like, I probably shouldn't fuck with them, or probably kill them pretty easily?
I'll say insight check.
Okay. Oh, nat 20 plus 8. Wait, is it an 8? Yeah, plus 8, so another 28.
Okay.
Can I squish them beneath my paws of death?
I will say, sizing these guys up, they're talking in low voices. They're talking with a level of intent you wouldn't expect from some cult initiate, some upstart, nothing. And looking over their bodies, they're both in good shape. Muscular, athletic-looking builds, scarred faces, and you actually see, on the Dragonborn's arm, there's actually like a bloodied bandage wrapped around one bicep, like he's recently been in some sort of altercation. And on top of that, they all are also carrying these like belt pouches and small packs kind of slung across their backs. Like they're geared. They have purpose here. At a glance, it's hard to say what they're capable of beyond. They do seem up to a fight, for sure. I'd say listening in on their conversation is probably going to shed a little more light. You're going to hear the human as he has, kind of approached the Dragonborn, say, "They're in town." "Who?" "The Triton and her friends. Lashrog, remember?" You hear that name immediately get dropped.
Climbing closer, and she's gonna use her sending stone to go get Adlar and be like, "Yo, go get."
You are a spider, man. You do not have access to a sending
Fine.
stone.
Well, I might just jump these guys, so I was gonna try to get some reinforcements, but
But you hear them saying, "Wait, so the Triton's party, the one that got Bloodbeard?" It's like, "Yeah, no, I think that's her." "You sure?" "Yeah, no, she's not wearing anything." Like, isn't that kind of all Tritons though? It's like, no, that's like the gold and like everything. Like, go look at the window. Give me a second. And then you see the Dragonborn kind of push past.
Shove him out the window.
You'll see the Dragonborn approach the windowsill and kind of part the curtain, just kind of glance out. It's like, "There's nobody out there." As he looks back to the man, he's like, "Well, she was just there. She saw the tag." It's like, "Okay, so what do we do?" It's like, "Well, they're in town, so I think we probably pass the word along and get a band together." You see the Dragonborn kind of nodding along. It's like, "Yeah, okay."
well, oh Lord. Sorry, guys.
Guys, what instrument am I playing?
Lauren's gonna go for it. She's pissed.
What are you doing?
Let's drop nice big spell. Ooh, I know a good one for this situation.
It's fine, Shawnee. You're playing true to your character. Live your best rainbow life.
Perfect. Okay, because I have this prep. Let's go. Lauren will go on the windowsill. She'll turn back into herself, and she's like, "I do wear clothes, thank you very much," and she will cast Cone of Cold on them.
Oh shit! Okay. Cone of Cold. Got it.
That's a good spell.
That's a biggie. So they need to
That's how
make
big the room was.
Constitution saving throws. Ooh, good boys.
No, bad boys. Fail.
You know what? Because you're
Surprise.
technically doing this from surprise. I'll give them disadvantage. I feel like that's only fair. They weren't ready. One of them still got pretty good. So that is going to be a. It's going to be a 19 and a 16.
I thought there was 3 of them.
2.
Oh, 2? I feel so much better about this situation now. Wonderful. Okay. What is my spell? So 1 fails, 1 succeeds. And I use the 8d8 on the Google, and it's 47 damage.
47. So 1 success, 1 failure?
Yep.
Okay. That is a lot of damage to one, and a decent amount of damage to another. So 47 and 23. And let's roll initiative.
Good luck, Johnny.
Thank you. Sorry, guys.
As I said, live your best life.
19.
You made the choices based off of your character view. I can't get mad about that.
Is it just Johnny fighting, or any of us else there?
Unless someone came with the Lord.
Nobody
Nope.
said they were going with her, so.
We're going hunting for lost Sharons, men.
Make sure to message us if you're gonna die, so we can come get your shit.
Well, Adlar's there. He's in a windowsill.
Well, Adlar's on a roof.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was yours, Lauren?
18
Oh, really? Okay. What's your dex?
plus 2.
Plus 2. They are going first. But they're surprised. So that will be their turn is getting blasted by your Cone of Cold. Your turn is Cone of Cold. So end of the first round of combat, then Adlar is going to shoot, as you do. So 2 shots through the window. I don't believe that he gets... Well, he does because he's hidden. So on the first shot. Okay. So that's not terrible. That was enough to hit. Good job, buddy. So he's going to do...
Thanks. It's a +1 bow.
He is going to deal... Oh, and they're damaged, so he actually deals an extra D8.
Go Ella.
Ooh,
Go
good
Ella.
damage, buddy. So that is an 8, a 6, plus 5. So that is... What is this? 8 and 6 is 14, 19. So 29
Hell
damage
Large.
to
Yay.
the first guy.
Yeah. Oh, one of them's frozen, right?
Cone of Cold, I don't think freezes you.
A creature killed by the spell.
Is frozen.
Got it. Okay.
Becomes a frozen statue until it falls. Got it. Okay, so 47 plus 29. That is big number. That guy's just barely hanging on. So blast of cold in the face, arrow in the shoulder. Second arrow shoots through the window now that he's no longer hidden. And that is going to miss. So over his shoulder. So top of the order on the second round, their initiative. They are going to attack you with short swords. So, first attack.
Um,
That is a 19 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit.
Nope.
What? That is definitely a miss. Second one attacks. 18 to hit.
20.
Miss.
Yep.
Fuck. So they are just like swinging, and you are like ducking, dodging, twisting out of the way. They cannot hit you with this. So, what is your play on your turn?
Let's see. I think Lauren is going. You said one of them looked pretty fucking terrible.
I mean, he got blasted with that cone of cold, like point blank, and then an arrow shot him like deep in the chest. He's bleeding profusely, and he is like shivering and barely like conscious at this point as he's swinging wildly at you.
Perfect. That guy, I'm going to go up to him and do a what's it called? The one where I won't kill him.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal damage.
Non-lethal damage with my moonsicle.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to
Oh,
hit.
actually, I'll do my scimitar.
Either way.
Yeah, I'll just.
Yeah. It's a blunt handle hit either way, so.
Yep. Oh shit! I critted.
Did you? So that's a net 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said non-lethal first.
Yeah, thank God I did non-lethal.
So I'm not going to make you roll because he had 2 hit points. So 2 damage dice is going to do it. So just side of the head, and he just hits the ground.
And then I'll turn to the other guy and be like, bring it, bitch.
It's Adlo's turn. That might hit. That's not going to hit. That's definitely hitting. Okay. So... Jesus, buddy, you were rolling like a fucking beast. So 15, 5... So 30 damage as another arrow, lodges itself deep in the neck muscle, like right at the base of his neck. And he, like, staggers backwards from that. So that is not enough to kill him, but definitely a big chunk of damage. That takes us to top of the order, where it is his turn. So this is the human, I think. The Dragonborn was the one by the window. So the human at this point is, I think he's gonna like reach into his pocket and pull something out and throw it on the ground, and there's going to be as black smoke quickly fills up the room.
Cool. Do I hear a door open?
Oh yeah, no, you hear footsteps, and you hear a door swing open, and you hear the footsteps continue running.
Cool. I will definitely probably use my bonus action to wild shape into my fastest creature.
Which is?
I don't know. Fastest wild shape 5.
It's probably gonna be like a deer or something.
Probably. Oh, can I turn into a polar bear? They have 60 feet of movement.
Is that move or swim?
Let me look at the...
Polar bear's got 40 feet of movement.
Oh, that was wrong. I don't know. I just want something with the fastest movement. So we're gonna be here for a minute while I try to figure this out. Unless you would like to help me, Jacob?
I'm looking.
What was? Let me go to the list. I feel like I know one that might. What a dire. Oh no, I never seen.
Direwolf has 50 feet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the fastest I can find on land, at least.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. I'll just turn into a direwolf and I will hunt that motherfucker down.
Does
Okay.
the direwolf have advantage on smell perceptions?
It does. Keen sense of hearing and smell, I believe. Yeah, booking it through the cloud as a dire wolf and out into the hallway, you can definitely see this guy is like running for the stairs, as fast as he can.
I'm able to catch up to him, right?
Yeah, because he would have only gone 30 feet because he had to use an object as his action. So he is running for the stairs, but you can easily close that distance.
Perfect.
So bite.
Yep.
All right, go for it.
Nice. 21.
21 to hit, definitely hits.
Okay. Eight.
And he's also prone after this attack.
They've definitely hurt murder hobo status.
17 damage.
17 damage. That is almost enough. He's still up.
Damn.
He is like struggling to get you off of him. On Adlar's turn, Lauren, you will hear glass shatter in the apartment behind you, and hear footsteps running toward the door. But you don't see him this turn. The thug's turn. He is going to... He is prone on his back against the fucking direwolf.
Yeah.
Cause you had a bad day.
Oh.
You had a bad day.
Are you my
He...
little dog?
He's going to try to keep fighting. So, disadvantage attack against you. And second attack does a...
Oh, remember, I'm a dire wolf, so my AC is...
But you got the tattoo.
An 18 AC.
18?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, 15's not going to hit. He is just desperately trying to swing the sword at you and just not making contact. So what are you doing? You have him prone on the ground underneath you.
I'll just...
Just chomp.
Chomp.
All right, you have advantage because he is prone.
Oh, and my first roll was an 18. So, plus stuff.
That's going to hit.
Okay. 14 damage.
Okay. That will do it. So how do you want to finish this?
I rip his throat up.
Just rip, and you just hear the gurgling as blood begins to just spray out onto the floor and across your face.
Cool. I'll drag him back into the apartment.
Hands trailing behind him, dropping the sword. Adlar is just now stepping out into the hallway, like, oh shit, and steps back to let you drag this body into the apartment. And he just kind of looks around. It's like, fuck. Let's close the door behind you.
Can you?
So,
Do we have any options to clean stuff?
I hunt.
Would a cleansing stone clean this mess? Or is that just on the person?
A cleansing stone?
Yeah.
What is a cleansing stone?
It's like a...
Do you have that?
Nope, it would not help. Cool. Okay, doesn't matter. Ooh, I know what a Lauren will do. She will create water and the blood.
Down the stairs.
Yep.
Not a murder scene. It's a toilet backing up. That's what happened.
I start marching off in the apartment.
I tried.
Well,
So
they're
you-
not getting their deposit back.
Turn back into a Lauren, poke your head out the door, just whoosh, water down the hall. Like, okay, it's clean. I was like, holy shit. Okay, that moved a lot faster than I thought we would be doing. That guy's fucking dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's alive. We question him. And then
Oh,
I'll take out my
shit.
rope and I'm gonna tie
start tying
him
him
up.
up.
Yep.
Should
Gag
we
him
call
too.
the others?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Hey Noelle. Sending stuff.
Noel's got a mouthful of spring roll when you call.
Hey, I just found Losterog's followers and I killed them and I kept one alive and I...
You just choke on it suddenly.
I'm in this apartment and he's gagged and tied up.
Okay, where?
I can't respond.
Well, no, you can each send a sending once each day.
Oh.
So,
Alright, I'll send one to her.
yeah.
Okay. Be more specific, please. Rough location, we'll be there as soon as we can.
I'll describe the alley, the little marking, and the window. where I'm at.
Just get the rough address. So,
Yeah, and then I'm gonna loot all the corpses and search this room.
I will
Okay.
let the party know. Lauren has murdered some people. We should probably go check on that.
Oh, get it to Lauren!
Atlas like, okay, so what? We toss the room? Is that how this goes? It's already pretty tossed.
It's been pre-tossed for your ease.
So convenient.
Well, they could be hiding something because this was like their little hidey hole. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and give me perception check, I guess,
Okay.
with advantage because Adlar's helping.
Oh, so my first roll was a 19. Second roll was a nat 1. So a 19 plus 12.
31.
31.
Okay. So your scan of this room is informative. As you start kind of taking in this environment, you can see that, cozy as it is, the kitchen area seems to have been repurposed as a workshop by the resident of this room. There are counters cluttered with tools and implements of various kinds, scales, drawers full of like scrap metal, various bits and bobs of like cutlery and houseware and like just all kinds. Like it looks like almost like a tinker's workshop. There's a few things that catch your eye over this search. At the bottom of the drawers, there is a bit of a sparkle, and you kind of like run your finger over the wood and pick it up and look at it. Holding it up to the light, it kind of catches in a way that reminds you of like powdered gemstone. And you find similar specks in sort of the grout of the kitchen tile. What looks like gold shavings, bits of crystal that have like kind of like been swept under the counter by errant feet. Pretty high end looking material was here at some point, but the bulk of it is gone. You can't find any trace of any of it.
What color was the gemstone powder?
Like a ruby,
I
red.
knew it. It's just a fucking statue. Probably. Gold statue with glowing red.
Well, I would say with that 31, in addition to sort of the materials, there are or the mineral materials. You would also find, crumbs of like dried plant matter, still with like a hint of a scent to it that you could kind of identify some of the herbs. And I think you probably begin to piece together, this kind of recognition that like this was like an arcanist's workspace. And you kind of glance over at the door, and you clock that there is just like a line of padlocks and deadbolts that kind of run down the side of this door, and the door itself has been like custom reinforced with like metal backing across the back of it, which is very atypical for like an apartment door. Hinges were replaced. Like the whole frame seems to have been like reset from the original construction of the house as like a really heavy duty security door. And looking at that, looking at how this room got kind of tossed over, it's like these guys clearly weren't the original residents. Their kits, as you're with your perception kind of searching over them, their pockets have primarily like they've got rations, they've got some basic supplies like silk ropes, manacles, kind of dirty bandanas, vials of red and also like kind of herbal colored liquids, kind of greenish, yellowish, brownish, in various colors. The equipment on them looks much more adventuresome than what this apartment would imply, right? This is very much a comfortable home workspace that looks very lived in by the previous resident, whoever it was. But it definitely does not gel with these two guys. Beyond that, I think you would also notice that you don't really find many traces of any sorts of like valuables in the room. There's a few like chips of what looks to be like a really nice like ceramic piece of something that was broken in the scuffle. The bulk of that object, whatever it was, is gone, but there's still like shards of it kind of up against the edge of the room that have been kind of kicked aside. There's kind of imprints on some of the furniture where what looks like valuable items may have once sat and were removed, and now there's kind of like a clean patch where they once rested, surrounded by dust on the tabletops and the countertops. There's no coinage to be found anywhere except on these two guys, who are both carrying a total of like 15 gold and 17 silver each. Or between them, I should say, not each. And the clothing in the closet, I think, is the final nail in the coffin as you open it and you see like just a line of women's clothes hanging in the wardrobe, sized to what looks like a child. And that like tracks like, okay, gnome, halfling, somebody short, tracks with the broken footstool in the kitchen. Like, definitely not these two guys.
Okay. I'll tell Adler that the rest of the party's on their way.
Okay. Do they come in the window or do they go in the front door? Like, how does that work?
Probably window.
He kind of looks over at the broken window that he jumped through earlier and is like, okay, well, I'll just clean that up a little then. So he starts like breaking out the last bits of glass around the window frame.
Wait, how many windows were there? Because I was able to just slide right in.
That was the one that he jumped through. Was the one that was open that you went through.
Oh, so it was like partly open.
Yeah, and he just
Got
he just fucking. It looks like he took a running jump across the alleyway and just fucking plowed through it.
Nice jump.
Thank you. You know, I was waiting for you to say something because I was like, okay, that's big, but we gotta go. I can't see shit. Whew. It's a little different than fighting in the woods. I won't lie.
Yeah. The city.
He just looks down at the corpse with the throat ripped out, like, oh, that's fucking gruesome.
Sorry. Head ripping
Do
off.
you taste that when you do that?
No.
Insight. uh, 15?
Yes. Oh, he beats me by 1.
He's like, do you like it?
Actually, no, I don't.
I am learning things about you today, Lauren. My goodness.
It's, ripping heads off is kind of my thing, so.
Much better.
And the dire wolf, I couldn't rip the head off like I could if I was a bear. But I was trying to
Sure, yeah, no, that's a...
speedy,
Whew.
other than yeah.
So, I think this is a good place to break. It is 9:30 our time, 10:30 yours. So let's be back in like 10 minutes. Party will reconvene at this apartment, and we'll carry on from there.
All right, session break. Shrew's back.
So, picking up as the party converges on this apartment. As you guys are approaching the exterior, you definitely pass by the alley Aloran described to you. You would see the Leviathan graffiti on the wall, and then looking towards the end of the alley, sure enough, on the third floor, there is a broken window. Curtains kind of fluttering in the breeze.
Okay, there it is. I'll just Misty step up there because I don't know how intense this is right now.
I don't know how I'm gonna get up there. I just stare at it for a while, I think. Oh wait, but I have a thing! I have a thing for climbing!
Oh shit. Well, Noelle, very quickly with a misty step from the base of the building, you find yourself inside this apartment and see the tossed interior, the throat-torn corpse, and the unconscious assailant next to him, as well as Aloran and Adlar, who are sort of...
Damn, you guys destroyed this place.
Yeah, we found it like this.
Oh.
They destroyed this place, I think.
Who are
It was
they? And why are they dead?
Just that one's dead.
They're the followers of Lasterog, and I overheard them talking to the others to create a group to come after us and kill us.
Okay.
Wow, you guys really trashed this place.
What was that,
What was
John?
I said, I love how Adlar's comment was like, we only killed them a little bit.
Just that one. This one's still breathing.
So I have a rope of climbing.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and use that. It basically from the other end, they'll just see like the end of a rope snake over the top of the ledge and like
Cool.
Okay.
So I'll it says I can tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an object, to knot or unknot itself, or to coil itself for carrying. So I'll have it knot itself and tie something in the room that's big enough to take the weight.
Okay. I mean, there's a bedpost, so you can easily tie it to that, and you will give it a tug.
Suddenly.
Yeah. You guys hear as furniture shifts in the bedroom. But yeah, Burberry, you can climb up without too much issue.
And that'll also let John and Barnaby.
So, following suit, the rest of the party files in through the windows. And you also see the destroyed interior, the throat-torn corpse, and the unconscious, still breathing assailant on the floor in front of Aloran and Adlar.
Is he really the assailant, or are we the
Would-be assailant.
I mean, he was threatening.
He was planning something.
Could I go, like, so is this like an apartment complex? Like, are there a bunch of rooms around us, or is this just like a whole floor dedicated to these guys living here?
No, there was a hallway outside the front door,
Right.
and there were other doors to other units in this on this floor.
Okay, no,
And in this
I'll
building.
peek out the door, see if anyone
Okay.
else is, snooping.
You guys need the Snoopy suit?
I will say, when you look out the door, you will see one door down by the stairs cracked open, and you will see there is someone standing in the doorway kind of looking out of the hall. But very quickly after your door opens and you stick your head out, you see them pull back into their room.
Okay. Do I see that any blood left over from the...
There's probably like some weird streaks left over from the wash that Create Water did
Right.
down the stairs. Do you want to leave the room?
I guess I'll go look down the hall, or I'll start walking down the hallway just to like press digitation as I go to make sure it gets cleaned properly.
Okay. I think as you hit the stairs, you see that there's definitely more water with some like kind of blood like floating in it, kind of pooling on the steps. When you get down to the bottom of the stairs, there's like a big flow of it into the next floor's hallway. Substantially more blood visible in that pool of water.
I don't know if prestidigitation can fix that. I'll do what I can and I'll run back up the steps.
Okay. I mean, it's it's difficult going through water. This is not intended to create or destroy water necessarily,
No.
but you kind of get.
Wait, I could
most of the
destroy the
blood.
water
It's up to
and then
you.
take the blood with it.
That's true. You'd have to cast it again, but yeah.
Sure, I'll go out there and do that.
Okay, so seconds later, the water evaporates.
Is the blood gone?
The liquid element is. There is a red stain left where it was floating.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. Prestidigitation. So,
that
together the
works.
two of you clean up the hallway.
Teamwork. Okay.
And as you
Teamwork makes
return
the
to
clean
apartment,
work.
Okay, back to the room. As we're walking, I'll probably just listen as we walk by doors just to see if I hear any gossiping or like, what was that noise? Oh, shit.
I'll also join with.
I'll give you a perception check then.
Ooh, net 20.
Would you like my help or? Oh, cool. Remember.
Hey, alright, so what's that total?
That will be not as high as Lauren's, but still a 27.
I will say the hallway is pretty quiet. Except for that one unit that you saw cracked open, Noel.
Okay.
You kind of pause and linger there for a second, and you can hear kind of panicked whispers from behind the door. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Okay. He's just scared.
Do you need a calm emotion? I can fix that.
I don't think he is important to us. I mean, could technically be.
I'll calm emotion.
Oh wait. Well, if he might be like another. Well, he probably would have left. He would have left if he was a
I think
bad
he's
guy.
panicking.
Yeah,
He
he's just
thinks,
a
like,
panicking dude.
A calm emotion.
If he was a villain, he
I
would
feel
have
bad.
darted out of the fucking place.
Well, he is currently in his apartment right now, out of view, but with a fucking nat 20 perception, just audible enough in the quiet of the hallway.
Oh, Lauren will
I hear
knock on the
panicking.
door. Doot, doot, doot.
Oh no.
Yeah, Noel, you definitely hear the sharp intake of breath on the other side of the door, and the panicked breathing. Whispers go silent. No answer
It
to the door.
doesn't say that it has to be someone I can see.
I think it just makes like a bubble, doesn't it?
Yeah, calm emotions just as a bubble.
Right, but with area of effect spells, there has to be a path to them. Basically, it can't go through obstructions.
Mm,
Even like silence.
I mean, silence did the same thing whenever we did that spell earlier.
Did it?
I believe
When the door-
that's how
when the-
silence works.
When the door opened, it affected,
Oh,
but
it spills
when the
into
door was shut, it
Yeah.
things. Okay, interesting.
I reread that recently, so it's fresh on my memory.
Hmm.
We'll see how long I remember it for. Anyways, there is no answer at the door.
I think you just freaked him out a little more,
don't think we
Lauren.
need to worry about this guy.
Everything's fine. We killed the big bad
No.
mean.
Don't say we killed people.
Well, Lauren starts saying that, and just a hand clamps over her mouth.
The evil Leviathan cultures that were abducting and murdering people.
I'm gonna start dragging her off, like, nope, nope, nope. Lauren,
Lauren,
that's like your little thing bomb in
make
there.
a persuasion check with disadvantage because Burberry is muffling half of what you're saying.
Alright.
I rolled a nat one.
Everything is not fine.
I'm gonna smack the hand and be like, let me just finish. It was murdery cultists of the Leviathan, okay? And they're all taken care of, and they're not gonna murder you anymore.
Everything is
At
fine. Stay in your home,
The
please.
ones over here.
Stay inside. You just hear a very shrill, from inside the apartment.
It was so shrill we couldn't even hear what he said.
Okay.
Oh. Alright.
Oh.
Well,
Right.
let's go take care of whatever we're gonna do with these two.
Back to Throat Rippo, the Dragon Man, and... Or no, this was the human. The human was got Throat Rippoed.
Oh, the dragon's still alive?
The dragon is unconscious. The green dragonborn man.
Okay.
Big old fucking welt on the side of his head.
I probably missed it. They didn't have any sending stones?
No.
Okay. So they were just gonna go talk to people.
Like plebeians.
Like low-level trash.
Oh, pedestrian.
Tosses sending stone. Imperiously.
So who wants to wake him up? I'll just start slapping him in the face to see if he wakes up.
He is
I feel like you want
unconscious.
to wake him up if you're going to ask that and then immediately start slapping him in the face. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm just trying to see if he'll wake up from his slap of face and we don't have to waste shit on him. Slap, 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 slap.
He doesn't wake up.
Here's a drop of health potions.
You just drip it on his face and no reaction. He's just...
Oh, for crying out loud, I slap a band-aid on him. Cure wounds.
Okay.
He wakes up after you put a band-aid on it.
How much do you heal
That's
him
how I
for?
cast,
I know,
Cure
this is
wounds,
very
thank you.
funny imagery. It's like, here's a
Yeah, he
band-aid.
gives them the first. Go ahead.
What? No, go, Jen. What'd you say?
I said, if you give him the potion from behind, it might be more effective.
Let's not ruin this man any further than we already have.
that is gonna be a 8 in total.
8.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
He's healthy.
So you slap a band-aid on the big welt on the side of his head where Lauren fucking bashed him with her scimitar, and he just kind of groans like, oh, fuck.
He's
I ain't
gagged.
kissing your boo-boo.
He's gagged.
Oh, he's gagged?
Yeah.
What the?
Oh, you found
And his
us.
eyes open. Fuck.
Oh, he said the F word.
Sounded like muck.
Oh, he said the M word.
I thought it was a duck.
Okay, I bet the bit's old.
How you doing there, buddy? Do you want me to ungag you? Are you gonna yell? Are you gonna scream?
He just looks at you like wide-eyed, like,
Because if you do, I will kill you. For real this time.
intimidation check.
Do I get advantage for just like
We're all
single
fucking
handingly?
surrounding this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, okay. 21.
He just nods.
I'll take the gag off of him.
Off.
Yup.
The eyes are just flitting across all your faces.
So you have orders to hunt us down and kill us if you see us?
Eyes still flitting across faces.
Hey. Answer my question.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh my god.
You
I'm gonna
Broke
cast
into
Zone
my-
of Truth.
home
That's a good
and
call.
attacked me and my... He looks over at the corpse. Oh no, my husband. You killed him.
Wow. I'm
Zone
so
of-
convinced. I'm so sorry about your poor husband.
You're a
Zone of Truth, please. Zone of Truth.
fucking monster. Alright. That's a failure.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna ask
Let's
this
try this
question
again.
I asked the same question.
What
Okay.
did you do? What did you do to me?
Does it
Tell
matter?
us the truth.
But I don't want to.
Well, too fucking bad.
Or it's either that or you stay quiet, and I don't think that's gonna go well for you.
And then you definitely die.
Nope.
What check was that?
Shit his pants, chin.
I feel like that should get advantage because she's also in Zone of Truth.
I'm what?
She is in Zone of Truth.
You're also
not
in
lying.
the Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
Oh right, we
I'm
have to
not.
all save for that, don't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
Anybody in the zone?
Oh, I failed. I guess that's the truth.
Is it a charisma save?
Yep.
Oh, I got a 20.
Hey. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I'll just fail it.
Okay.
Well, I might want to lie to him when I ask my question.
I'm gonna use
there
my
we go.
inspo on this actually, just because I'm pretty sure I can save. There we go. That's a 20 total.
Okay.
I had to roll above
I
the fucking
will.
2.
So, is that your orders to kill us if you see us on the streets? Get a little gang together and just go murder.
You definitely see he's like struggling to find words because the zone does not permit lies. He is kind of slow to answer as he stammers, but he eventually gets out like, we received word about your group and orders about what to do if we saw you.
What are those orders? Kills?
Probably.
If need be.
Okay.
Your group, how many of you are there? At least in Chaser.
The Leviathan cult spans the Sea of Halan.
Yeah. Okay.
Our
in
numbers
Chaser.
Oh, I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna look to Noel and be like, I have this thing called the filter of love. And we can make him fall in love with us for an hour. And I'm whispering this
He's like
away
polar
from this guy.
side.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So we can just have him drink this.
Wait, what does this do mechanically?
Look at one of us, and then maybe he'll actually want to talk to us. And he won't be beating around the bush being all stupid and bullshitty.
If you want to use it, go for it. That's hilarious. What? I mean, genuine though, what is this mechanically? Like, where did this come from?
I got it from the hag.
Oh.
So next time you see a creature within 10 minutes after drinking this filter, you become charmed by that creature for an
Oh,
hour.
okay. So it's like a charm person-y thing.
Yeah.
And you're regarded as their true love while they're charmed.
Yeah, if you're the species and gender they're normally attracted to.
Oh. Well,
So it's just a way to see if we can get more
but if
direct
that guy was
answers
his
without.
husband, he might not be attracted to either.
That
of
was a
us.
lie. Okay, here.
Do you
Let's see if this works.
Do you want to
Do you
insight check that claim?
Yeah, I'll insight check.
I'll insight check too, just to see if there was like a hint of truth. Like maybe he was attracted to the guy.
A 21.
It was the most blatant bullshit you've
Oh,
ever
God.
heard.
Cool. I'll be like, hey, do you find me attractive?
Which one of us is the
He looks-
hottest?
He like looks you up and is like, I don't think I should answer that.
That's a yes. All right. What's Adlar's?
Adlar's just kind of like, I mean, I don't blame him.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get the filter of love, and I'll be like, now this is gonna make you feel better, and then I'm just gonna.
I don't want to.
It's a health potion.
Roll deception.
He thinks I'm in the zone of truth.
Well, he didn't actually know what that was.
Okay.
He was like, "What did you do?"
It is a 16.
16. Okay. Are you just gonna hurt me again if I drink this?
Probably less chance we hurt you if you drink it.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Oh, we could even hurt him and kill him, and I could bring him back again so he can do it again.
And then I'll be like, maybe I'll hide behind John so he doesn't get confused.
I mean, it would just be whatever one he glances at first. Doesn't matter.
That's fair.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe he glances
He'll
at John
open his
first.
mouth and let you pour it in.
Cool. So, yeah.
As he swallows, you see an immediate or physical reaction as his pupils fucking dilate to like dinner plates.
Do they turn into hearts?
They take on a slightly rosy hue. I guess I'm gonna roll a d20. One of y'all call it high or low.
For what?
Who he sees first.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
Okay, Noel's high. So 11 and up is Noel. It is a 6.
Okay. Everything
So
went
he
as
looks
planned.
He looks at Aloran and swallows again, blinking profusely like
Hey, Snookums.
Oh, and
Wow.
do like a sexy pose or something.
Ooh la la.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Barn looks away.
just in time because there's a noticeable in the pants.
Oh, jeez.
What did I just hear?
You could hear that.
Adlar's just standing there like, oh my god.
Dragonborn erections are loud, apparently.
It's that they like. But no, you hear him just kind of like,
Is it uncomfortable that there's so many people around?
I mean, this is probably the wrong time and place to say this, but
Oh my god.
so bad at this kind of thing. This is so embarrassing.
I feel terrible.
That is true. All of it.
Whatever he says, Lauren's totally gonna raise an eyebrow at Adler, like, see? Just to fuck with him.
Yeah, those him. The Dragonborn, meanwhile, is just kind of sitting there like, look, I know, we got orders and everything. I feel really bad about that, honestly.
What are the orders so I can protect myself from harm? He's just laying up on so thick.
I don't know if I should say. I feel like that's really a kind of a mood killer. There's really much of a mood right now. God, what am I saying?
You don't want me to get hurt, do you?
You are really pretty. I just gotta say that now.
God damn it. Answer my question.
I know there was some talk about maybe like trying to get you and your friends, but now that I actually had a chance to meet you,
I don't want to
feel
get
like
you and your friends. I want to get with you.
I feel like maybe this cult was a huge mistake.
It honestly is.
I think you're right.
Turning over a
I
new
feel
leaf.
like I feel like I may have. This is really forward, but I feel like there's really something here between us. Like.
Well, there can't be something between us if I might die based on the orders that everyone has. And I don't know how many people there are. They could outnumber us and kill us.
Oh no, they
all.
totally do. There's a lot of us in town.
Well, how
yeah,
many?
like
Snookums?
I mean, like 100, 200, something. I don't know. It's not important, really. I don't care about them anymore. You want to get dinner after this?
Yeah, we can get dinner.
No, no.
If you tell me what the plans were.
And where they are.
We were just supposed
and-
to like track you guys down and grab you and kill you if we had to. It was
So if
bad
you didn't kill us,
shit.
what was going to happen to us?
I don't know. I mean, we were just supposed to hold you and let the boss know you were there, and we had you. And I guess he wanted something to do with y'all. I don't know.
Okay, good to know. He doesn't want to kill us immediately. Um,
Do you like elvish food?
I do like elvish food.
I know this great food cart. They have it. It's kind of gimmicky, but they have the spring rolls. You know the spring rolls?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah,
Actually,
the
we
one
got those
the
earlier.
one's eating them.
They're good, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So where are you guys? Is this like one of your big bases or smaller little shindigs?
No, it's like this old musty thing under an old theater. It's nothing big.
When do you guys meet there and stuff?
Oh, we're always there. I mean, they've always got people there.
Oh, cool. What's the name of the theater?
It's like the Oberon or something like that. It's been empty ever since those mover people moved up into the hills. We took over a few years ago.
Hmm.
A lot of space. I think it might have been a church once, but
So what are your orders and stuff here? What are you guys doing?
I feel like you're really gonna not think very well of me if I get into all this.
I have a very open mind.
I mean,
I almost-
She's dangerous. I
You did kill that guy.
Yeah. Well,
because we were under orders.
he hurt me. He scratched me.
None of them laid a hit on you.
I know.
She didn't. She saved against the zone. You can lie.
I know.
Scratched
He
my
still
ego.
remembers
Over,
the fight. He's just kind of did he though? I mean,
I promise I won't kill you. And she'll
you're still gonna kill me?
her.
Oh.
I was never gonna kill you. I think you're right, we do have a connection, and I'd like to see where that goes.
Okay, roll a persuasion check. Because he's looking very crestfallen all of a sudden.
Okay, I rolled a 16.
16.
If anything, this is really like a star-crossed lovers situation.
Yeah.
You both on
Like,
two
we're not
sides of the
supposed to be together.
Leviathan cult, one destined to kill the other, and yet, through that, love persists.
Can I get first
That
advantage?
is really romantic, actually.
Can I
you.
get advantage?
I'm not usually one for sappy stuff, but I don't know. It's just
It's us. It's us, Snookums.
I feel like every time you say the word Snookums, you hear a choking sound from behind John somewhere.
you hear a couple. Oh, Adlar's back there, just look. He'll just kind of look at you and be like, I mean, look, if I can put them behind me and then we can just make a go of it, just go for it, fresh start, clean slates, both of us together.
Well,
I mean, you'll be mostly, but we'll be unbeatable.
I love that idea. I think it's so romantic that we run away and start a new lives together. But the Leviathan is going to come and destroy everything, and our lives will be so brief. Where if you help us, we can have such fruitful, long lives together.
Give me another persuasion check.
His hair grown from Barnaby.
Oh,
It is. That one is an unnatural 20. Oh wait, I was adding the wrong thing. I have a +4, I'm adding a 2.
Yeah.
So 22.
he's nodding along as you're saying. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, oh, yeah. No, I mean, boss wanted us to, get us equipped, get as many people as we could.
Get people how? Like what? For what purpose?
I mean,
Like,
like break in windows, kick down doors, that kind of thing. Part them off.
cart them off for what?
Craftsmen, arcanists, people who make stuff. Magic stuff.
Are they under the theater?
Well, the ones that we haven't been able to teleport so far. Yeah.
Where are they being teleported to?
All over the place.
Mm.
I think.
Do you know some locations offhand?
I mean,
If you have any questions you want me to ask them, please let me know.
probably Daggermore. I bet you there's still some spots on Daggermore he's got tucked away. But
What
I mean,
spots on Daggermore? I like Daggermore. Daggermore's fun.
I've never been. I want to.
It's a very fun place.
It sounds like it.
You can honeymoon there.
That could be our honeymoon location.
He gets a big smile. It's like, you mean it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, he can port. The gun fort on the west coast. I know that's his. That keeps the island out of East Alliance hands. I think they're sending people there.
Okay.
I think there might be some places in Freeport, honestly, that they're tucking people away.
Okay.
I think Landor's probably got some hot spots. There's a lot of port cities in Landor. They could gear up pretty easy.
What are they like having? Do you know what they're building?
No, I don't know. They're just get people who make stuff. Send them to me. That was the job.
Gotcha.
So,
Are you like controlling them through fear and stuff?
I mean, not me. I do this part of it. As he gestures at the room.
Who is like the leader of your local group?
He just kind of raises his eyebrows. Stupid cat. It's a stupid name. Flame of Passion.
It's like what's going on in this room right now.
He's not passionate though. He's a fucking asshole, and like, trust me, I would treat you so much better than he ever would. Like, the name is bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. Just like cards on the table. I think I might be in love with you.
I figured.
Yes.
Wait, is
All my friends are around.
Shit, what is the cat race called? I forget.
Tabaxi.
Tabaxi, yes. He's a Tabaxi, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Do you know any of the other leaders, like in Freeport or anything?
No.
Okay. That's okay. So what is like the overall, like since you're like a whole member, what's like the overall purpose for this Leviathan uprising? Like what's the goal?
I mean, it sounds dumb thinking about it now, not I met you, but like, it gave me like a sense of purpose, like we were gonna like change the world. We were gonna like usher in this new age of rightness,
And
like the world's the world's fucked up, right? I mean, it's not a great place, and like,
Yeah, he makes good points.
there was a time when powerful people, strong people ruled and ran things, and like it was good. And then Illyria fell, and those fucking elves out west, started running things and dividing us, and it's bullshit, It's just all these institutions and rules and fucking systems that they put together to keep us weak, keep us divided. But like, the Leviathan could change that.
You sure would.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I'll be real. Like, that was kind of like the boss's whole deal. Was being empowered by the Leviathan, I guess. He was gonna.
Did it ever cross your
Fight.
path that the goal would be to kill everyone and everything?
Everyone is equal in death.
That feels.
That's so chipper, Burberry.
Oh, what can I say? Kira rubbed off on me.
That feels counterintuitive to changing everything back.
Oh, but it would change everything.
Well, yeah, but like no, like back to like being better. When
Out of question, how do you think that would improve your life? Because
Well,
you
I
would
mean-
not be one of the people in power, let me tell you.
well, no, I mean I was pretty committed, Like I've done some fucked up shit. I won't lie. I think honesty is probably the best policy.
The only
For now.
option at the moment.
If we're gonna live together, a life together, forever.
Yep.
It's gonna be.
Lauren's like,
You're like, this is a lot.
yeah. He's like,
This
you're a
podcast
coward.
is very ethically questionable.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought if I did the work, because I had the opportunity to do a lot for them, and I have, like I've killed people, I've destroyed stuff, I've set up some pretty fucked up stuff to happen to other people. It's a lot. It's a laundry list of shit, but like.
Mhm.
I put the time in, and I feel like I felt like I was recognized for it. Now I'm starting to question that.
A lot to chew on. Running out of questions.
I know. I'm like,
You've been so helpful, honestly.
yeah, thank you so much.
Well, I mean, anything for you.
Is there okay, here's a couple thoughts. How long before, now that you and Lauren are gonna run off together and live happily ever after, how long before, your, associates might start to be like, hey, where'd he get off to?
I mean, I could stage my death. I've done that before, like a lot. So that wouldn't be hard.
Right, but, let's say, you're just so passionate that you guys just got on a boat and left.
And it feels kind of nice, actually.
That sounds exciting, I know. So just
Yeah,
hypothetically, if that was what happened, how long would they
we should
take
do
before
that.
they realize
Just fuck it. Let's just get a boat. We can steal a boat.
eloping is very
I've
romantic?
stolen boats before.
I am an excellent stealer. It's like,
You too?
yeah.
I
Really?
love stealing boats.
I-
This is
Oh my
God.
perfect.
I'm so good at it.
That's so crazy. I love stealing boats.
Wow, you guys have so much in common.
We really do.
You like stealing things. I like to
You like
murder
elvish
people.
food? I like elvish food.
Yeah.
Noel's
So
starting to
much in
ship
common.
this. Just sort of.
Adler's
incidentally.
just standing in the corner of the room, covering his mouth, like, "Fuck is happening?"
Do you like ripping people's heads off? I find that very enjoyable for some reason.
Oh no.
I've never ripped really. I've been more of like a clean slice kind of guy.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
We've done some dismembering, for like disposal purposes.
Ah,
Just kind of scatter the pieces so people can't put it back together.
smart.
You know what? That was smart, Shoddy, because now I'm liking him a lot less.
Yeah, I wanted to bring some darkness back into it. lighthearted,
I mean,
lovey-dovey
what
bullshit.
he does is probably less painful than what Lauren does.
Honestly.
I mean, yeah, we do it when they're dead, usually.
Oh.
Usually. He kind
No,
of
you
looks
won't
down, but
judge
he
me.
like looks up at you, kind of hopefully, like, I've done it a lot, a few times.
So bad.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Big smile on his
back
face.
on the topic at hand here.
You're so great.
Oh boy.
Stop, Nico. I really want to see what happens in this first.
He is not going to be happy.
Oh, I want to see it so bad.
So like a day? Like, do you have to report back to someone today, maybe?
I mean, not in a day. I mean, it's not like loose, but it's definitely like there's leeway just because stuff can take a while sometimes, or working on something.
And like, if you were going to like go back to your base, any like secret passwords or like traps we need to, keep an eye out for?
You guys aren't going there, are you?
Oh heavens, no.
That's a terrible idea.
No.
No, it's just curiosity.
Then
I
we
like-
want to
Perception
know
check.
more about
I'm
your
a curious creature.
cult and how it works. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fascinating.
I'm writing my dissertation on cult.
Deception check with advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, and
I got a
Lauren,
21. 21, I rolled a
One from
19.
Lauren. What'd you get, Noel?
29.
21 and a 29.
He's like,
Let's go.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of stupid now, but I mean, if you really want to know,
Well, passwords can be fun.
yeah, no, we don't really use passwords.
Safe
There's
words.
a door guy. He does a pass over on people when they approach the door, just to because we knew you could like turn into shit, and like your friend is a changeling, so like they've got magic that like like, are you under an illusion? Are you shapeshifted? They go down the checklist. It's like, okay, cool, you're one of us. Like we know each other, so as long as that checks out, it's all good.
Can you tell us like more about like what you did in the cult? Just, I want him to just start telling us shit so that if Noel had to play as him.
That's what I was getting at, but if they're checking for shapeshifting, that's a pretty big.
Well, I
problem.
feel like a changeling, you literally become them though.
It is detectable technically. I think some spells can do it.
Gotcha.
I don't remember the details, but I'm pretty sure there's magic that can tell if you're shifted.
There are spells for that.
Gotcha.
I mean,
This doorman, does he ever go out or
no, that's like his whole job. Is like,
so he never takes a break or anything?
no, his bed is like literally right next to the front door.
So that's literally all he does. He
That is
doesn't
his
go
that
out,
is his
doesn't
job.
Go drink, go out on town or nothing.
No, Lost Shore was very clear about security. Like, we do not compromise for anything. So like, he gets his food brought to him and everything. Like, it's kind of a shit job, honestly.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah,
No, it
that's not
sucks,
fun.
but he also knows a decent amount of magic. Like, not as much as Flame, but enough.
Is Flame your? Oh, no, Flame's still together.
Yeah.
What type of
stupid cat.
magic do they know?
I mean, I'm not magic. I don't know. Like,
What's he look like?
Yeah, what do they look like?
I mean, he's not a dragonborn. White.
Wow, we have extracted quite a lot from this man.
Yeah, we
She,
have.
I should say. Excuse me.
She.
Yeah, she's
Oh, she.
kind of masculine.
Well,
Does anyone else have any other questions?
I'm kind of tapped. We got a lot of info.
I can't think of anything else to ask him.
Oh, maybe if they have a emergency procedure.
Oh, that's a good one. So what do you guys do in case of emergency? Like, for example, people broke into the base or something like that.
Oh, kill him.
Kill 'em?
That's a
Yeah,
good
just fuck 'em up.
procedure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How many people are typically at the base? Because I know there's a bunch of people spread out in the city, but how many people are there?
100 maybe.
100 at the base.
Yeah, I mean, security beefed up a lot since everything went down in Freeport, and
Sounds like it.
we started grabbing people. Like, we're definitely keeping a tight lid on folks who might try to make a run for it.
What are they grabbing all the? What are they trying to make?
He doesn't
He
know.
doesn't know. So
Probably
you said it's
leadership.
below a theater, right? Like, is there a staircase inside, or a back alley or something?
No, so there's a sewer access in the under the stage, 2 levels down in the basement. So you go in through there, and it's a gated off tunnel. So that's kind of the only way to that segment of tunnels, and we've got an old cistern that we've repurposed.
Are there any other routes in or out, or is that the only one?
I mean,
Do you have an emergency escape exit?
the mages could bail through the sewer gratings, to get out, but that's the only door. And Flame teleports people, every day to ship them off. So
Right. Well.
So we should probably get out of here, huh?
How long is it?
We could stop by. We could stop by that that spring roll stand before we leave town. I mean, there's tons of ships out there. We should take a military one with cannons. Oh, I've always wanted to take one of those. That'd be so cool.
How much longer for this?
You're just waiting.
Time has passed.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably been 40 minutes.
Okay. I feel like I am very curious. I want to see his reaction once he comes out of this spell. So I think I'm just gonna try to talk to him for another 20 minutes.
Okay.
Kind of drag it out and see what happens.
Kind of small talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noelle's going to, while that's going on, maybe stay near the front door, crack it. Just be vigilant that more people aren't coming to check on him or something.
Okay. I'll say give me a perception check.
Oh, that's a good question. Is anybody else supposed to be coming to this apartment anytime soon?
No. I mean, we've just been using it as kind of a watch point, just to kind of post up during the day. And
What other watch points are around
Just
the
a
area?
14.
14. Okay, nothing that you can see. I mean, people have been using apartments that we've hit from people just all over town. This is the nicest one I've got, though.
Okay, so now I'll do it. I just wanted to see if you had anything else, but no.
So I just kind of making small talk about it.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes later, there's a moment in the conversation where you see that kind of pinkish light fade from his eyes, and the pupils kind of contract, and you hear this. Phew. That wasn't a...
What's wrong, Snookums?
Oh my god. This man looks fucking just hollowed out. The eyes have fallen, and he is just staring, 1,000-yard stare into the void, sitting there on the floor.
I think you killed him inside.
I think I did. Are
I
you?
ruined everything.
You might have just helped save a lot of people, actually.
Not the right people.
That's not for you to decide.
You see the nostrils just kind of flare and the kind of snarl in the face. Just as if it's for you to decide either. I believed in something.
Sometimes we pick wrong.
Damn. Okay.
Just sitting over by the door, shouting at him.
Not even really caring. You're just like, whatever.
He looks fucking furious, but there's also literally nothing he can do. It's just this impotent rage boiling inside this man at this point. And you can see the tears kind of welling up in the corners of his eyes.
Does he? I guess I don't know this, but technically he could breath weapon, maybe. Dragonborns could do that, right?
They can.
I don't know if it'd be a
But
great
what would be
idea.
the point?
At this point, there's 6 of you in the room.
Do you want me to just put you out of your misery?
Was the plan all along, wasn't it? He looks up at you.
Well, I was curious to see what your reaction would be after this, and that was going to play a part in it. And you are furious, angry, and definitely not a changed person.
The tears definitely kind of like roll down the sides of his face, and he's like, "I genuinely thought that we had something."
Inside check.
Yeah, low-key, though, no way.
Ooh, 26.
Oh, I got it. Ooh, I got a 24.
These emotions seem genuine.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Shit, I feel bad.
This is why I got rid of Charm Person. Just
It
makes
was
things
just a spell.
complicated.
I thought we had something, and it was just fucking magic. I ruined everything.
Oh, I genuinely feel bad right now. She's like, oh my god, I'm a terrible person.
I thought I was gonna lean in and be like, "Fuck it, he is occultist who dismembers people."
I mean, Lauren dismembers people too.
It's like,
They
I
had so much in
dismember
common.
people.
You dismember bad guys. He dismembers like people. Should I do it? As he starts reaching for a knife.
Nah, I'll do it. I feel kind of bad. I should be the one who does it.
All right. So what do you do?
I think I have anything to make him like. Can anyone make him like fall asleep?
You can knock him unconscious again.
I was trying to do a nicer kill than more pain, just like make him pass out and then kill him.
I don't have anything that's gonna put him to sleep, unfortunately.
I mean, you might be able to command him. I might be able to command him. Is sleep a
Could you-
command?
You can try.
Yeah, you could try.
That's funny. Sleep.
Sure, we'll try commanding him. Let's just use all of the
I wonder,
spells.
I wonder if you could intimidate someone into sleep.
Into fainting, probably.
Just get right up in their face and just yell sleep really loud.
Wisdom saving throw?
That's a failure.
Sleep.
And for the next 6 seconds, he attempts to sleep. He closes his eyes. And then he opens them again.
You have 6 seconds, Lauren!
Well, while he's closed eyes, I'll just
just quick under the throat. You see the eyes flit open quickly, kind of glance up at you, and he doesn't move. He just kind of lays back against the wall. You hear the head kind of thunk against the wood, and you see him just... head falls to one shoulder, and he goes still as the blood just stains his shirt.
I don't think there was another way that could end.
Yeah, I was curious if he would be like, maybe I should not do this.
I mean,
But that was no.
yeah, I don't use charm magic anymore.
Yeah, that was kind of
For
brutal.
exactly
I didn't
that
like that.
reason.
But
Adlar's just there with his hands crossed like...
that was brutal. I didn't like that. It was very effective.
It really works, but you
Holy
feel like an
shit.
absolute monster at the end of it.
Yeah, I do feel like a monster. Holy cow. Oof.
Yeah.
That was fucking intense. Where did you get that?
A hag.
Of course it was a fucking hag.
Yeah,
Adlar
that's
has to like
correct.
leave the room for a second, just like, holy shit.
Loki, I want to find another one to use it on the Tabaxi guy.
I think he has to die.
Well, but he will
He
actually
would
know
know a
more
lot.
information. He would know so much information.
Yeah, I mean,
Because especially if we can get the dimensional shackles before,
that would be cool.
he wouldn't be able to teleport away from us.
True. I might be able to stop him from teleporting. Just a counterspell, but we'll see.
Yeah. Because he's gonna have information. Like, he's gonna know who's in Freeport doing that shit, and what they're actually making, probably, and where they're all being shipped off to.
I kind of wonder if the people that they're sending off are just like essentially mechanics for their army of ships.
I know this person, and it. You said that this is like an alchemist shop?
It's like a home workshop for some kind of arcanist. Yeah, someone, an enchanter of some kind.
Yeah. But it could be to, like, fortify a new ship or something, too, since we destroyed his.
That's the easiest answer. I don't know if it's true, but
Yeah.
Man, I should have asked the brother how long this thing had been going on, because if it's since we broke the last one, then that's definitely it.
what thing?
The people getting kidnapped.
Well, he said they really started doing that after everything in Freeport, so... If I heard that correctly. That's
And
when they
the
started.
timetable lines up for that, but that could also just be that was
How long ago
The
did
plan.
everything happen in Freeport?
like 20-ish days,
Okay.
25 days, give or take,
So
I
like
think.
a couple weeks they started doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna collect their outer clothes, the Dragonborn and the human, just in
Okay.
case we need to disguise or something.
Just leave them in their underwear.
Yeah.
Probably should find a way. Should we try to, like...
Probably should
Get rid of their bodies?
prestidigitation that man's clothes.
I mean, we should probably just like dump the bodies in the water, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we should leave them here, per se.
If
'Cause
they're
I feel
going to
like-
bail on the Leviathan cult, they need to be unfindable.
Yeah. And if they're here and dead, that might kind of give away if other people haven't already seen us.
Weekend at Bernie's?
I mean, we have bags of holding.
Yeah.
I am not sticking that inside of my vault. I refuse, categorically.
I think the dwarves would be very curious if dead bodies started showing up in your vault.
Precisely, which is why I'm not doing it.
Yes.
I refuse.
We're not going to force you, or even ask.
But yeah, I guess, I'll stuff a guy in my bag.
All right. Just
Yep.
like bend the hand backwards to like get it to fold all the way in.
Oh, this is gruesome.
I don't have a bag of holding, actually, so I cannot participate in that part.
Really? Oh, I thought you had one.
Nope.
Does anybody else have the bag of holding that can help me with this?
Categorically.
Barnaby, John, pretty please.
Mine's full of powder. Sorry.
Yeah, we eat out of Barnaby.
Barnaby's bag has gunpowder in it right now.
Does John have a bag of holding?
I will say that gunpowder bomb could be very handy dandy for said base. But the thing is that there's civilians there.
Is
I
there?
don't believe I ever got one. I just have my bank bag.
Well, shoot. We can just do this in 2 trips.
Alright, well, it's been an hour. So that would be a short rest, so Lauren should have her wild shape back.
Alright.
So,
You want to just go, like... You could be an eagle or something and fly over the bay and just...
I see, my thing is that if there's other... I feel like for me, if, like, we're trying to stay hidden from Lost Rocks people, a giant eagle flying over would probably be a pretty good indicator that I'm here.
True.
I mean, we could just bury them in the graveyard. I know of an empty coffin.
It's all coming together. Session's coming full circle.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I guess we'll just go bury some bodies at the graveyard.
Okay. So you guys are led by Burberry across town towards
I'll actually message the brother or send to the brother first and ask if it's okay.
You're not using that
Brisonnet.
So we found 2 of the folks that were kidnapping people, but we don't want to let their cronies know that they're dead. Is it okay if we borrow your crypt for a bit? We'll get rid of them later.
The response comes through. How macabre! Please bring them by. I would love to have a word with them.
Cool.
I both do and do not like this man. Like right in the middle.
I love him.
I love all of the priests from this particular thing. Made me very happy for no reason. I think Burberry is excited to find somebody who's as passionate about like the prospect as he is, because they they take everything over the top and it's great.
Yeah. This is the final evolution of Goth Kid.
Yeah, it's basically.
Goth Priest.
They never grew out of it.
Well, hey, and the nice part is that if he is speaking with them, he can verify the fact that we did just murder 2 random people
That's
with
true.
blood.
There's that.
It would be 2 trips still, but we could get them across town.
Yeah.
So yeah, over the course of an hour and a half, you guys can make that trip, get them down into the crypts of the Temple of Darkness, Doom, Death, and Despair, and just empty your bag of holding into one of the various empty crypts down there, and
So
Brisonnet.
use this to scare someone later.
Oh, we're going to have such fun with this one. I can't wait. You are a nasty piece of work, aren't you? As he looks at the corpse.
This is the part I don't like about him. I don't know what that means.
I would probably
Do you
check
really
in
want to?
No.
with Adlar after all that, see how he's doing.
Adler's like on the steps of the temple. He's just like, holy shit,
How you doing?
that's intense. Does that happen a lot?
No. No.
Okay, so you're reeling too. Good. Okay, I'm like,
I mean,
yo, what did I sign up for? But now I'm like, what did we all sign up for?
I won't lie, this is not the worst thing.
Are you serious?
I mean, we did blow up Lost Rog's ship with like thousands, hundreds of people in it.
Right, but that's like a warship full of you know, insane cultists who like were going to use it to blow stuff up, right? Like,
Okay, well, if you're okay with that, then I think we're gonna be fine.
I mean, maybe it's like this statistical thing where it's like, I watched one guy die after having his life completely changed in a matter of moments by a magic potion from a hag, and those guys were just like on a boat somewhere, and you blew them up, and I didn't see it, and they're assholes anyways.
Yeah, honestly, I probably could have killed him before the potion wore off, but I was like slightly hoping.
That would have been way worse.
What?
That would have been way worse if you tried to kill him before the potion wore off.
Yeah.
Fucking hags, man.
Yeah.
That shit is just like never ends well.
So are you okay? Do you need a drink?
A drink sounds fantastic. We're heading back to the what is it, the Crimson Claw?
What a coincidence!
Right,
We have to head back to the bar anyway.
Oh, yeah, we
Yep.
got to talk to that guy. So like, let's do that.
Yeah.
Day 1 in Lost Emeralds, Adlar.
Yep. Welcome to the Lost Emeralds. I hope you don't regret it.
Look, as long as we get out of it alive, that is literally the one reason I'm here. So, so far so good.
I'll just like whisper to him like, stick close to Burberry.
Don't follow
That's what I
Lauren.
do.
Yeah, probably don't follow me. It's probably a bad idea. I do dumb shit all the time.
I mean, I'm not like a get in the face and rip out the heads at the guy anyways. So, probably the plan.
Yeah.
So, heading back to the Crimson Claw. You guys are able to get inside. It is definitely crowded at this time of day, though. The beginnings of the dinner rush are beginning to kind of kick up. And finding a seat's not the easiest thing in the world, but you guys eventually are able to find a booth or a table or whatever, space at a bar. Get some drinks, get some food. Eventually, you will see Henry Kitcher kind of meandering around the room, kind of glances over to y'all, gives you a little wave, and eventually kind of like circles back over towards you and kind of leans it over the table. Well, how's your first day in Trace treating y'all? All good?
It's been busy.
I'm sure you have. I remember we do have a conversation booked for later, so after dinner, I'll see if I can break away once things start to quiet down and come give y'all a visit. Sound good?
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure thing. And hey, listen, we made extra care. Get your rooms in good, clean order. I hope y'all find everything as you like it. If there is anything you do need, though, please let me or my staff know. Happy to take care of y'all.
Of course.
So, he'll give y'all a wink and make his way back over towards the bar.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, food and drink are had. Adler's definitely going to pound a few. Anything from the party during this meal?
I'd like to check out the room.
Sure. Yeah. So, after dinner,
How
heading
is the
upstairs.
blanket fort?
So, the first room is a single room. Big, or not a single. It's 2 queen-size beds. Pretty comfortable size. Decently sized washroom. There are blankets available for a blanket fort, but there is not one constructed.
I am disappointed.
Leaving poor review on Yelp.
No blanket fort. 2
Yes.
stars.
The second room, which is the furthest room on the left, however, interestingly, does not actually have a room number on it. And when you open the door to step inside, you find a much larger, like apartment-style living space in here, as opposed to sort of an inn room.
I call this one.
There is a single large bed in the bedroom. There's a little kitchenette and dining area. There's a lounge with a fireplace, kind of facing the exterior wall. Fairly homey and pretty lived in, honestly, taking a look at it. The bed is unmade when you get inside. There are shoes on the ground next to the door. There is
You want to call this one Noel?
a set of dirty dishes in the sink. And dirty clothes on the floor. Slacks and a white shirt and vest in the bedroom next to the bed.
Curiosity. This room is much bigger in a realistic way or like a Magnificent Mansion way?
Realistic way.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, it meshes with
like
the floor.
An apartment in the hotel. Got it.
Yes.
I would like to look around and see who.
Yeah, any indication, just at a glance, whose place this is? Or like any
give me a perception check.
identifying factors about this, whoever this is?
That is a 25.
That's a lot higher than an 8.
25.
I had a plus 12. It's beautiful.
That is very nice.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're looking at the shoes. You're looking at the clothes. Check the wardrobe. And it's all men's attire.
Can I do detect magic?
Yeah, go ahead and give me... I guess you don't have to roll for that. With detect magic up... I think you get a little ping coming off of the bedside table.
I'll go over there.
So, open the drawer. There's a couple vials of red liquid in the drawer. And I'll say with a 28 perception, I think you would also notice that there are some flecks of red liquid on the surface of the bedside table as well.
Would I know that to be blood?
Could be.
We did see a lot of it today.
Yeah, I just saw some blood.
Kind of looks like it.
This is weird.
It's dried, though.
Are there any creepy daggers flying around?
With a 28, I'd say you don't necessarily see daggers, but looking more around this bedside, you do see some more flecks on the wall, on the windowsill next to it. Kind of strike you as the remnants of arterial spray that may have been
I'm
missed.
I'm gonna stick my head out the door we came in and make sure that we're still in the inn.
We just wandered into a different fucking story.
I feel like this is the guy's room.
I was just gonna ask, like, are there more doors in this apartment that we haven't opened, or is this all just an open floor? And we're kind of just wandering around it.
So you walk in, there's the kitchen, there is sort of a little salon, and then there's a door leading into the bedroom, washroom area. The washroom has not been opened yet.
I'm gonna open the washroom.
Yeah, I'll join you.
Is there a body in the bath?
That's what I'm wondering.
There is a bundle of bloody sheets in the bathtub.
Oh.
Wrapped around something that looks very body-shaped.
I'm gonna take a little peek.
So You pull the sheet down, and staring back at you, mouth slightly agape, eyes unblinking in death as they are in life, throat slit. You see the face of Henry Kitcher.
Oh, has he been dead?
More than a minute.
No, I mean, like, was it the entire time, or was it today?
It's probably only been like an hour. We just talked to him at dinner.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking, though, because it might not have been him at
The
dinner.
blood is dried. It is dark. Like, this has been in place for a while.
Like, how long do you think he's dead?
I'll say give me a medicine check.
What's a medicine?
17.
17 on medicine.
My headset keeps dying.
Oh, shit.
Wait.
Okay, Charlie's got to change your headset. With a 17, I will say this body looks to be at least a day, maybe 2 days old.
Damn.
This guy's been dead for a while.
I got a 21 for medicine check.
What were you trying to determine?
If rigor mortis had set in.
He's starting to feel stiff. Definitely. There's the beginnings of rigor mortis, I'll say. Did you put it in a closet? In a drawer? In the bedroom? You can swap it to the webcam mic. Yeah.
Is there?
If his rigor mortis isn't fully set in yet, then it hasn't been more than 8 hours.
Okay. He's stiff. He's stiff.
So it's been like a day or two.
So that means it's been less than 24 hours, but more than 12 hours.
You are very knowledgeable about this. Yeah, I remember if Kat said she was going to do this, but out in the hall, peek out.
Okay. So as you turn towards the door and open it, you see standing in front of it, hand raises to knock, Henry Kitcher, who looks surprised. Like, oh, well, just about to check in. May I come in?
Yes.
Good.
Close.
He will step inside and close the door behind him, kind of click it, and you just hear this sigh of relief. Crikey, when you guys walked in, I thought, God, this
Sandy?
could not have come at a better time. You look cool too. That's great. And Henry's face is going to shift back into a pale, long-haired changeling woman.
There she is.
So, we'll pick up here next time and see where this goes.
Okay. So many plot twists.
Dun dun dun. Can we get an MVP nominee for the session?
I think Aloran has
Let's
our
get Lauren.
nomination.
All right. That was quick. Lauren, take your 2 RP points.
Peter, you need it, correct?
I don't. I had 3. That's why I used mine on that roll.
Anyone need inspiration?
I'm
Point.
good.
Cool. Alright, well then I'll just be at 3 and...
Maxed out.
Okay, cool. I'm full up.
All right.
Did Adlar take inspiration?